Disclaimer. Viewer discretion is advised. The following podcast contains highly unqualified opinions, friendly banter, and completely biased takes on Rocket League gameplay. All trash talk is performed by trained amateurs in a controlled environment. Do not take it personally. Nothing said here is meant to offend, only to entertain and push each other to play at our peak. If you find yourself getting roasted, play better. This is CrashCast. No breaks, all boost.
All right. This is the, I believe, fifth episode now? Fifth episode of the CrashCast.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, for but we got Car as per usual.
Yo.
The best, and then we got our special guest here, Abspector, who may not have gone through the guest form, but we got him on anyway.
But
and now the guest form and idea sheet should work now.
I was gonna say, with that being at the very forefront, there's now a list in the description for if you want to be a guest and or if you have ideas for what we should talk about for other podcasts.
Yes, sir. But yeah, go ahead, Spec. You can say hi very loudly.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hopefully y'all know me, so it's not really an introduction.
Yeah, kind of the goat.
Yeah,
Didn't play first week though.
Tell me this guy kind of looks like Beast Mode, but with hair. No?
Fuck
Y'all see
you.
it? Y'all see it?
I was gonna say,
Oh,
dude,
shit.
He kind of does.
okay.
Yeah.
he looks
Beast
nothing
Mode
like I
weird.
expected. I've never seen you, so you look nothing like what your voice makes me think you look like.
All right,
look like
guys.
him. Listen, chat. Looks like him. Plays like him. Dude, Specs just him, dude.
All right, guys. Whoever can keep their
Yeah.
hand on this computer the longest wins it.
I lost.
Lost before we
Okay.
stream. So
It's
streaming.
been off. It's been off for a while.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, people. We're going over the matchups, preseason matchups. Doesn't count towards your win record.
Yeah.
Right.
into the
Yeah.
actual season.
Mhm.
But still, some crazy games. All right, I'm super hyped to get into it.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I mean, let's get started. No.
Yeah, we got seats here and Yormi Ganders. Now, is anyone surprised by this score line here?
I'm surprised it was so close.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's close, but like, look how many high games there are.
True.
Oh, yeah.
True. 4-1.
Yeah, there's a
6-5.
4-1,
Oh, wow.
6-5, 5-1, 0-6, and then a 1-2. Like
they took turns dominating.
They took turns dominating the fuck out of each other.
Until that last game, dude. The last game, cutting it close. But honest to God, props to this infantry, Slick for quite a Zeus team. Keeping it so close, 1-2 after getting 6-0'd. I mean, it's got to be so hard to keep your mental going into the game.
Yeah.
You may not have won, but keeping it as close as it did, dude, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I know infantry is also was prior military, so I know he does have a really good mental about certain things and not letting things get to him. So he's able to like push hard.
Yo, 1666 speed is kind of crazy, is it not?
I was about to say the same thing about
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
like,
He's also
going
been
into
grinding.
God damn.
dude, that's insane speed. That's higher average speed than I normally get whenever I play.
I know. But no, I will say I know Chewy has been grinding because I know last season me and him were talking because me and him were on a team together last season as well, and he wanted to be B tier this season. He wants to get recognized. So I expect a lot from Chewy because Chewy he's pushing himself, and I know it.
Well, I gotta say, Q-Full here has he averaged the highest score.
Yeah, I know. Q-Full is also very,
and look
very
at that.
72% shooting.
Yeah, I was about to
percentage.
say, look at that shooting
Holy.
percentage. That's insane. Averaging 1.6 goals a game as well, and 1.6 is the highest in the lobby in both angles. I mean, Q4 must have gone crazy in this series.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Oh yeah.
Let me see here. What about? And also another thing I like to say, like to give props to Q-Full, is 54 average amount, 54 boost average amount. That's pretty good. Keeping that much boost, like up like the whole series, is pretty fucking good. Like,
100%. Yeah, I gotta be at least like 20.
Dude, he had a 1.6 in the game where they scored 6-0. He only had one goal. So the 1-6 was from other games. That's crazy. I thought maybe he was the only scorer in that fourth game, but no.
Well, did say he averaged like 2.20 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was shooting pretty low, but hey, making 72% of those is a lot. So.
Oh yeah. Like that's a statistic that I feel like people don't look at too much just because it's bound to be lower.
Yeah.
Like having it
Mhm.
73%, Jesus Christ, dude. Like you found the
Yeah.
openings, you shot it well. Like you just right place, right time. That's good offense, bro.
Oh yeah, man, fucking amazing. So
100%.
I don't see too much about this, but like, yeah, I'm a little surprised, but overall, good shit to the team.
Q-Full's eating up the big
Yeah,
boost
yeah,
though. He got
Q-Full.
24.
Oh,
average per game,
I
24 big boosts.
damn.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, another thing I
Feed the
will
man.
say, look at Q full saves. A 1.6.
Oh, is the saves crazy?
Yeah, he has a 1.6 in
1.6.
saves.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Everyone else, there's
1-6
only
shooting, 1-6 saving.
yeah, yeah, and then he has a 80 on assists, which isn't bad.
Hmm. They did at
But
least one demo per game.
yeah,
Demo, yeah.
He got 0.8. Chewy was 1.4.
yeah, but
And head markers was 1.8, so he was the demo for the team. Zeus is 1.0.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, no.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Next one.
well,
let's go for
Yeah.
B tier.
Oh yeah. Yep. B tier for these guys. Let's see here. I gotta
pop this
move.
up real quick. Looking at a game 5 again. A lot of game 5s, I believe,
Yeah.
going into. I don't think there were many sweeps, like which it's going to be a close season all the way around, just like we've already stated previously.
Oh, and Spicy Shinobi at the top, bro. He's a
Yep.
fucking sleeper, my boy. I said
I
this,
will
bro.
say Shinobi
A
is
sleeper.
but another person. So win percent.
Yeah.
Skeeter Boys had a 75% win percent.
Oh, Spicy only played one game.
Yeah, he only played one game.
I just saw that.
He got
Yeah, I
shut
just
He only
down.
played
noticed
one.
that.
Alright.
Yeah, for Skeeter. I see. I mean, okay, I guess it's not a fair representation of Spicy, but I will say though, he is a bit of a sleeper. I feel like he's pretty good.
Wait,
That's pretty good.
what's up?
I mean,
Wait, okay, so I don't know if my page is just not working right because I don't see like the overall games, but
Oh, that's because they didn't play it like in the series match, like in private match, like they
no
didn't make it a
format. They didn't do
series.
the best of
Yeah,
5 format.
oh,
yeah.
okay, because I'm confused by shots conceded by Shinobi. It says 10.0. How the fuck?
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
That's
But
kind
then
of crazy.
Germ and Mad Cow have 9 conceded. I don't really know
Yeah.
how these stats are working out. An average. That's an average per game. There's no
Yeah.
fucking chance. These were not this high scoring of a game, was it?
I mean,
Those are
it's
shots.
crazy.
So shots made towards the net while you're in the defensive. I guess.
Oh, shots conceded. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Goals conceded. You'll see that's
yeah,
a lot.
okay,
a lot
that's different.
more.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way
Well,
somebody got
no.
10 goals.
Shinobi had Spicy Shinobi had a 4 for goals conceded.
Yes, yeah. So
Which
the
is
one game he
still
played, they got scored
high.
on 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast Mad Cow had the highest shooting percentage out of this, which
that's interesting.
yeah, it's interesting. He had a
Like,
40%.
You know,
Wait, go ahead. Say.
you're looking at the movement here, and
the movement,
it doesn't seem like he played poorly. Looking at like statistics and whatnot, I mean, almost 3 saves a game. He's got a shot and a third a game. No goals, but I mean, Bean's moving at 995. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty down
that's
there.
pretty slow, dude.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to watch these games. I don't think any of us were, but it's interesting seeing how his stats aren't really like representing that movement. I wonder what kind of game Beans was playing, what his rotations looked like, how he was playing on ball and whatnot.
But another
It's
thing,
interesting.
Okay.
So 70% of the time he was behind the ball, 30% in front of the ball. What the heck?
so another thing I'm kind of shocked about is how many demos Eric didn't go after. Because I know Eric was a very demo heavy guy last season, but
Right.
he's only sitting at not 0.8. It's high, but it's not as high as normal. Because Rectals has more than him. He has
Yeah.
a 1, and then Skeeter has a 1.25.
Mhm.
I know Eric was really keen and fun on going on demos.
Yeah, but I feel like Eric is playing against a pretty like Well, supposedly he's supposed to be a fast team on paper, like,
Yes.
but just somehow, I mean, Eric, maybe Eric's getting countered, man. Maybe he's just getting countered.
I got a question. If you look at the names of the teams, right? Is there some drama in the B tier for Jormungandr that we don't know about yet? Because you can see Eric the Hispanic Jormungandr, but then Beans is on the Trash Stalkers or Trash Talkers, whatever the hell they're Trash Stalkers.
Yeah, Trash Stalkers.
Is there some fucking beef going on already?
Yeah, because they named it. They named the fucking.
Yeah.
They named the Private Match Trash Stalkers.
Or were they like
funny.
trash talking or something? Like, was there trash talk from the Jormungandr?
Nah, I think they're just saying they're trash. I think they're just saying they're
guess.
trash.
Yeah.
Damn, already coming out swinging, talking shit.
One thing I will say is I'm kind of curious about. So Beans has a goals conceded of a 2.67, but he also has saves as a 2.67.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got scored on 2.67 times and saved 2.67 times or not.
So that's like the average per game.
Yeah.
So we can see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he basically throughout the 3 games he played, he scored he gave up 8 goals and he saved 8 goals. So it just works out that way.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, not too much really else, unless anyone's finding anything crazy.
Rectal's 25 big boost pads. We expect that from him.
Yes,
he's
Rectal
zooming.
is he's a zoomy guy. He's always fast.
Let's see, small pads. I mean, he's decent small pads, but what's his boost consumption? Oh my god, 366 while supersonic.
Yeah.
Yo, you can't go faster, my guy. You can't go faster. Slow
He
down.
loves it.
Actually, you go faster by like a fraction, but it's like
it's not enough.
Negligible. It's not.
Yeah.
Overfilled 111 boost. Well, I mean, fucking Skeeter 5, Spicy 3.
Damn.
Yeah. So, all right. Want to move on?
So
to
do we got A tier?
Yeah.
I'm already looking at it. So it looks like Rectal subbed up for A tier.
Oh.
And he played for A tier.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
10% shooting percentage. He's
Fast
zooming around the map.
Madcow.
Go ahead.
Fast Madcow also subbed
Oh,
up for
yeah,
A tier.
Fast Madcow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
Fast Madcow with 13-15 speed. We don't see that from him often.
I thought he
No.
was supposed to be fast.
Ain't no way.
Here, I'm gonna go look at his B tier real quick.
Mateo up there, almost 1700 though.
So Mad Cow, 1450 in the B tier game. So little hesitation, little.
Wow.
He got a little, I guess, probably more nervous or something in the.
I
mean, I will say this is a pretty high end lobby. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, it get interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Ignited Drip and Fast Mad Cow both have 408 points per game, or average throughout them all. The next highest being Mateo with 378, and they still lost 3-1.
Yeah.
I guess they just capitalized more.
I mean, yeah.
I will say,
because the games are fairly close. 3-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-2. Like most is a 3-goal differential. So
I think that one thing that might have helped them is they probably know Drip is a very mechanical person.
Yeah.
He will try to do as many mechanical shots as possible, so I think they probably had people contesting him as often as possible.
Well, I think that's already what happens in
Yeah.
threes, and I think the reason why is because he can't pull off his mechanics at that speed yet.
Yes.
Like, twos, you have a lot of space.
Twos, you have a lot more space.
Threes, you have to be like quick. Like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta execute mechanics like on time. So.
Yeah, and saying that too, Drip taking 2 demos a game on average.
2.
Damn.
I mean,
taken. Yeah. They were targeting him for sure. I mean, he's like the biggest threat on that team, right? So,
yeah,
definitely a target.
100%.
Well, I also think Drip likes to outplay people, so when he gets a flick over or something, they just ram him while he's like in flick mode.
Yeah,
you know?
probably true as well.
I feel like he probably just getting
Yeah, I mean, and it looks
over
like they
there
were
too.
probably it looks like they were probably on their defensive half for most of the game. I
Yeah,
mean,
it looks like
we're
they.
seeing saves coming out from Drip and Fast Mad Cow 2 on average, 2.75 on average.
Yeah,
Mateo
Uh,
with a nearly 1700 speed, average speed. Kind of
I
crazy.
was I was
Yeah,
gonna
the
say. If you,
defensive half is high for fast, darty, and ignited. They have
yeah,
the
I was gonna
highest.
say
Yeah.
if you look, you can see that from teams. If you look at teams that locally, you could tell that they have been on their defensive half for most of the game.
Mhm.
And then whenever they had the opportunity, they were able to capitalize on that and actually score.
Oh yeah, if you look at teams on average, almost
Yeah.
9 shots for Jormungandr, almost 6 for Night Stalkers.
Mhm.
Wow, these are such weird stats. Goals 1.75 for Night Stalkers, but a higher shooting percentage by 5%.
Yeah, they're selling
I
in
mean,
more shots.
Hey,
Wait, what's the saves?
hey, that's how it goes, man. Like
Save
just the
five-
first
five
time
Wait,
you
point
get it,
5.5 for them
2.50.
too. Weird. They were shooting more, but not scoring, but not getting saved, right? Yeah. They
I
only-
think
Oh, okay.
it just
So
Interesting.
yeah, I think it just came down to being suffocated in your own half.
Yeah.
Just from looking at the numbers alone. I mean, I don't think there's much more of an explanation about it. I mean, you also look at the movement. I mean, Jormungandr moving so much faster than Night Stalkers on average
Mhm.
as a team, not even just by
and they played
themselves.
solid, more solid too.
Yeah,
It's like
Higher
I
average
the
think, I
shooting
think it,
percentage and stuff are higher. I think.
yeah, I think it probably came down to consistency. Almost, it seems like. It seems
Yeah.
like Jormungandr just end up being the more consistent team of the two.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, Mateo and Gio, they're both consistent players, so
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Darty likes to ride the highs sometimes, and then I feel like
Yeah.
United, he just tries to peak. But unfortunately, it's threes and people monkey. And it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
People go hard, fucking hard. But yeah, I think you can move on to S, unless there's anything else somebody wants to point out. Of course.
No.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Well, S here, this is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you have
Yeah.
3 goats versus, in my opinion, probably the worst team in S tier. But that's an
Yeah,
interesting 4-1 though. It's an
Yeah,
interesting
they got
4-1,
one.
man.
It is.
Yeah.
Not 4-1. Okay.
They also.
Respect.
So yeah.
Wait, go ahead, Spec. What were you gonna say?
I was looking at the. So
Holy
Jatsky.
carry.
Yeah, Jatsky
Oh,
has
T
a
Saban.
3.
Oh my god.
5 shooting. Well, he has a 3.5 for shots, and
Hmm.
a 75% for a 0.75% accuracy for goals. T Sabin also has the exact same thing, but he has a 1.25 for goals. So I think they were actually. It's probably they were playing faster and had better positioning around it.
Well, I mean, T Saban is T Saban is 1700 speed.
Yeah,
he
T
averaged
Saban
1700.
T Saban is a fast player, and then you have Sosa there for support.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it's kind of a scary combo.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Like, and Ascendant being their second best player. Well, I guess you could argue depending on how much Sosa's grinding this season, but like,
Yeah.
Ascendant is like really good. Like he improved from last season, so man, he's being paired up with the best player possibly in the S tier. Like, yeah, it's gonna be fun for him. I bet.
Dude, if
Oh,
Sosa-
and oh, you
if
good?
Sosa doesn't like play. Like, I mean, if he and his teammates are on all at the same time often,
Yeah.
they better go run some threes, dude. I mean, that's a free climb, dude. Like, not that he needs it, but like, I don't know. Put the city skylines down and come play with your team and like fucking play some ball, climb, get the chemistry. Like, I mean, they could go crazy this season, right?
I love Sosa to death. That man plays so much City Skyline. And he's not playing City Skyline, it's fucking Trackmania.
Yep.
Cause I remember, yeah.
Oh, Trackmania. Yeah, okay. I didn't know you played that.
Yep.
I used to joke around with him last season. I was like, "So how's your Trackmania team going?" He's like, "It's going great." So like, I will say, the man is. He doesn't like to say it, but he is goaded as fuck. He's pretty mechanical as shit.
I also
And
want
he's
to point
a
out some things though, real quick.
Mhm.
Uh, T Saban has a 51 average amount, and he uses 485 during Supersonic, and he has the highest overfill amount. It goes to show that the best players like to waste boosts, and you know I like that. I like that. That's sick. It's gonna be lit.
You
It's
know,
gonna be the new meta,
and,
guys. It's gonna be the new meta.
and you know,
meta.
interestingly enough, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
looking at positioning and whatnot, uh, Semino's upfield the same amount of time as Nim is, right? Roughly. But
Okay.
Semino only averaging 1.25 shots, you know, 0.25 goals. Um, it makes you kind of wonder, like, when he is on the offensive half, what's he doing that's different from, everybody else that's on the field? I mean,
Mm,
Ascended not having as many shots either, but also only being on the offensive third for 17% of the game.
mm,
Um, I don't know. I thought that was interesting to see because you see this is a really high, shots conceded. You have eights across the board.
mm,
Um, and you see, 3.0 shots a game, 3.50, 25, 50 across these bottom four players, and then Ascended and then Semino with, 2.0, 1.25. Um,
mm,
and you look at the positioning, then you kind of see, how long Semino was on the offensive third, and how long Ascended was. This Ascended, it kind of makes more sense, but Semino being up there for as long as he was, I mean, he was up there longer than Sosa was, longer than Saban was. And whatnot. So what's Semino doing that he shouldn't be doing? What habits does he
Hmm.
have that are need to be ironed out? Because I mean, the guy, 1700 and twos, definitely potential there. And I hope that Sosa or whoever the coaches, whenever they do replay reviews, is able to figure it out for him. Because I think him being on the offensive half that much isn't a bad thing, but he's got to be able to do something with it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
yeah, I agree. I think
Also, though,
it's positioning too. Like even if you're on their third or half of offensive, like if you're not positioning yourself in open space, you know, you're not gonna get that many opportunities to even
Dude,
take a shot.
yeah,
if you
Yeah.
yeah,
if you look at the team stats, the time in the offensive third, uh, Team D or
Mm,
uh, you know, they have 236 seconds, whereas Team U, which is Yorman, right? Wait,
yeah.
that's
yeah,
no, no,
Oh
no,
wait,
no.
no, no,
sorry,
that's
Other
sorry,
that's
sorry.
Night Stalkers. Yeah, I was also about to
right,
Night
yeah.
mention that.
Stalkers. They have
Yeah, I was also
179.
about to. Yeah, I was about to mention that exact same thing. It just seems like this Night Stalker team made their offensive pushes so much more productive than what Jormunganders did.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they do have a 2K player. I mean, that boosted it up like a lot,
I
right?
mean, yeah, to an extent, of course. I mean, Saban by no means is Maples, and what I mean by that is
Mm,
that Saban doesn't have that carry kind of play style. He
right.
loves playing defense. He loves playing support. I mean, whenever I've talked to him during combines, he doesn't hate being on my team as opposed to other players because he
Mm,
enjoys the fact that I'm such an aggressive player that I love being up in the opponent's face and whatnot. That's because T. Saban loves playing defense. So even though they do have that two K player, 2.1K player on their
mm,
team, that's it only takes them so far with the way that he likes to play the game, the way he sees the game.
Hmm.
okay, that's interesting insight.
But yeah, I think it's really interesting though as well seeing how little Night Stalkers were on their offensive third compared to Norman Gander. I just you know eh, crazy
What
how
if,
much more productive they were over it.
yeah, I mean, well, I just feel like they're obviously just more a controlled team, like
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
so, kind of
Yeah,
just easy for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. So,
we're going on. C tier.
where are we going?
Next groups.
King Kong Moby Dicks.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we're seeing Skillicam, Tweaking Out, and Pre on
And I'm not surprised
the
by this one.
yeah, on the King Kong team.
Yeah.
And TJ Mori and OG Yeet for Moby
Yeah.
Dicks.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm surprised either.
Yeah,
Some
I'm not
close
very
games
surprised.
though.
No, they are really close games, but
Yeah.
I'm not really too surprised either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Could have been a 3-2. It could have been.
Yeah.
I think it's possible here.
100%. You
I
know,
will
and
say
looking
one-
at just go ahead.
I was gonna say I was looking at the shots. TJ has 15 shots,
God
and
damn.
yeah, it's a lot. It's fucking a lot.
Dude,
And
he's a
then-
monster for C tier. Sorry.
Oh,
Tweaking Out has 8 demos.
Oh,
Total. Not
Yeah.
not per game.
wait.
No. He has 8 demos total, and then
Oh,
That's
okay.
a 2.0
TJ
per game.
Yeah,
Hmm.
TJ has 9, which are
TJ is 2.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He's looking at total, not per game.
Yeah.
Skill has died. He got demoed 8 times per game. Oh, not 8 per game. 8 times.
Oh.
The whole series.
Hmm.
I can't remember.
I mean,
Right.
it seems like a very physical game, but
Yeah, it
also
seems- Good.
you look at these numbers and like, you know, a lot of 400 averages. I mean, TJ 452, Skillicam 427, Pre
Yeah.
408. And then you look at the lower end with Tweaking Out 138 a game. I mean,
Ugh.
you know,
Yeah.
bad games happen. You know, bad series happen, but that's a pretty low end, you know, series looking
Yeah.
towards Tweaking. And also a guy who I think is a very solid C tier player in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I like tweaking out. He's good.
Yeah, 100%.
Tweaking Out is really nice.
Yeah, I
and
wonder if it's because he's playing with such like mechy players. Like I think Pre is like basically pure mechs, and
Yeah.
Skillet too is like basically like more mechs than the game sense. Like maybe he just can't fit in right now.
I mean, maybe, but it also makes me wonder, like, where was that substitute at? I mean, maybe the guy wasn't there. Maybe, well, you know, not
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be
Yeah,
harsh or
no, I
anything
get
like
you, I
that,
get you.
but
Yeah,
if I'm having a bad game, like I'm gonna expect that sub out. I'm gonna
Yeah,
want that
same.
sub out. Like being on a team is one of those things where you got to be selfless. Like if you're playing bad, like get the hell out.
Yeah,
Like
you
it's just
gotta.
it's how it is.
That's fine.
But you know maybe their sub wasn't there at the time.
Yeah, so they just have to play it out.
Actually, who isn't Notra their first rounder?
None of these teams have Tocha. No. Tocha's on Wraiths.
Tocha's also in B tier, no?
No, he's in C tier, but he's on
No,
Wraiths.
Tocha's in C tier. Tocha's in C tier.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
their Who's their first pick?
Wait, for which team? For the
I'll look it up. Give me a second.
no,
for
it's
Knights
Skillicam and TJ. Those are the 2 first round picks. Skillicam and TJ.
Skillicam was first. I thought he was second.
No, he's first. Skillicam was first.
I'm not too sure either.
Hmm.
Have you guys looked at
It
the?
could be-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
I'm
have you guys
doing
looked at the boot? I was gonna say, have you guys looked at the boost amount, like boost pads and all that
Oh.
stuff? It looks like they were stealing a lot of boost pads from each other, and that's probably where a lot of the demos happen. Like,
Hmm.
there's a lot of big boost pads stolen, a lot of small pads stolen, but it also looks like they were collecting a lot of small pads on their own, and overall, it looks like they were looking pretty well on keeping their boost amount to a good use. They didn't. It looks like they didn't really use too much boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
By the way,
No.
If they did, it looks like they would get boost and get back up as fast as possible. Like,
I mean, boost consumption per minute, the average is pretty high. Not that
It
that's
is high.
necessarily like a bad thing, but assuming your players are moving fast, yeah, I mean they're all pretty
Yeah.
relatively for C tier. I mean, most of them 1400, up in the 1500s for TJW, and nearly 1600 for TJW.
Yeah.
The slowest player out there was Tweaking Out,
the
1364.
slowest player
but-
is yeah.
Like, so for a C tier game, I would say that speed is not that bad.
It's not bad for a C tier game.
I mean, I know a lot of us have heard that Nimbus guy preach about it, but a lot of pro games aren't even as fast as some of the GC3
No.
games that we see.
Yeah, no, a lot of like pro games, there's so much time that you don't see, but the pro players see. That's what Nimbus preached about. Gold Moon has also talked about it. Like, you don't realize how much time you have in threes.
Yeah, even though Nimbus wants you to keep going, you know.
Nimbus wants you to go
go.
fast. Nimbus, you just full send.
Hey
he's
man,
like, fuck
you
you,
just,
dude.
yeah, bro, you let that guy yap because you know you're right, but he's just gonna keep going.
No, yeah, he's especially like just during the games. Like, I mean, I understand like his point of view. Like, it's not that it's like a wrong way to play the game. It's just like
yeah,
it's his style. He just would rather you go. That's all.
Yeah, I love the Nimbus. I love the Nimbus.
Yeah, I love you. Nimbus.
Yeah, all love Nimbus.
All love Nimbus. All love Nimbus.
Carr is now the new Nimbus, though. Carr is now getting all the shit from everyone, though.
Yeah, bro.
I don't think Nimbus ever got shit, really. Did Nimbus ever get shit?
No, bro. Very quickly, though, last season, us talking about, Jormungandr being a C tier, S tier team.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell am I getting the shit for that? We all consecutively said that. Hello?
Yeah, I think we did. I think I was harsher on them than you were.
Yeah, bro, because you said it, and I was like, I don't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I was the first one to say it. Honestly, hard C. Like,
bro, if I gotta be that guy, I guess that's why I'm here.
Well, I don't mind being that guy. Like, I'm just saying what I think. Like, it's just how it goes. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a culture thing.
I think it's
you're a bit of a culture shock, Carl.
Yeah,
you're a bit of a culture
shock. I think Yoki is well liked in the community. He's the teddy bear, he looks like a little softie. So
he's a very huggable person.
But like most of the words that come out of Carr's mouth is praising himself and talking shit to others. So people want to, if Carr says something, that's when it's bad. I mean, fucking, Thailand's could say the same shit, but it's like
Thailand's agree too. Thailand's agree as well.
Yeah, literally, it was agreed upon by all of you.
It was unanimous.
So I mean,
sorry. I'm loved in the community, and I know it. Nobody can tell me otherwise.
I mean, literally, the comments were nothing commented about Yoki per se. Carr, you're fucking dumb, like terrible takes, but then on the same in the same sentence they go, yeah, but Taiwan's knows ball, but like you guys kind of all agree in the end, like you guys kind of all
especially
agree.
with the Jormungandr S tier.
Yeah, exactly. So if Talons knows ball, how is Carr wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, because Carr looks funny. It's just how I get that.
You can't fucking see this guy. How does he look funny?
Oh, God.
I'm just joking. Carr's so cute. Carr's so fucking cute.
Thanks. I take responsibility for being the handsome one on the podcast.
Yeah, that's why I don't have
anyways,
otherwise you lose that title, Leash.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, but you're just lucky Akuma's not on the fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
You're lucky he's not on the fucking video, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
It comes. Listen, it comes with my youth.
Well, I'm 28. I think you look better when you get older, depending on the person, I guess. But like,
I guess it depends.
I'm 28. I think I look so much better than I did when I was 20, 22. Whatever.
Well, because you either look like a fucking kid, at that age, or you just like peak, and then you grow old like badly, or you look like a kid like in your 20s, and then you look like a fucking MILF or a DILF.
Yeah,
or
DILF.
like a fucking DILF.
Yeah. Wait, Carr.
What's up?
For the stream, can we get an ain't no way?
Ain't no way.
Wait,
Dude, I said it last podcast, and I listened back to the podcast because I had to take a work trip. Yeah, and on my way back, I joined a VC with Nimbus. I was like, dude, how the fuck do you do that shit so accurately?
I know, dude.
I was like, what?
So Carr joins me and Nimbus the whole entire time. We're making we weren't making fun of Carr, but we're just making fun of the way he says "ain't no way."
Yeah.
So the whole entire time we're sitting there going, yeah, we were, but we were sitting there going "ain't no way," and then Carr joins, and he hears us saying, and he goes, "Ain't no way you guys are doing this to me," and me and Nimbus lose our fucking mind.
I think I was there. When that happened.
was so funny.
That shit was funny as fuck.
Anyways,
All right, back to this.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah,
Yeah,
B
yeah,
tier,
good stories,
B
good
tier.
stories, good stories.
Okay,
I-
we're going B tier
Yeah.
then? Okay.
We got
I
B
was
tier,
gonna
we got
say,
B tier.
how do you
Yeah.
guys feel about this B tier game?
Okay, so
I'm a
I'm gonna
little-
speak for Ty real
Ooh,
quick. I just want to
0-3.
speak for Ty. Yeah, I knew it.
Oh, this was streamed.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Craig-
Craig, my goat.
Good
I suck him
team.
off like every fucking day, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like got,
So-
Hold on.
what?
Tweaking out subbed up for this game.
Tweaking out
Wait,
subs up.
wait! I didn't even notice this. What the
Wait.
Hold
fuck? I didn't even
on,
notice
hold
this
on.
until you said
This
that.
this is up for discussion now.
Oh
Tweaking
my
with
You
an
had a
average-
higher score than he did prior.
What the fuck?
Is
I
this
was gonna
guy just-
say.
His
No,
speed is
listen,
so much higher too. His
Some-
speed is
some
so
people-
much higher.
Okay, so
You know,
maybe
and-
the C tier thing is that his teammates are maybe making him a bit awkward, so he's just trying to cover space.
No, I said
guess?
it. I think they're more
100%.
mechy, and it might make him awkward.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and
He
with
seems more comfortable here.
and with that being said, I mean there are players that play better up in higher levels.
Yes.
yeah.
But like,
I-
look at Chewy last season. Chewy enjoyed playing a tier above because he feels like he's able to do more than what he is in the tier below.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I find it hard to play down. That's hence why
Yeah.
I didn't play in those AB combines so much. I played more of the AS combines. It's hard to be able to adapt to what you can't predict.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
think
Yes.
that's exactly what happened with tweaking. I think in C tier it's more difficult to read the field because things that aren't supposed to happen are happening. Things that
Yeah.
you just can't predict happen.
Like,
Whereas coming up in a B tier, things are more consistent, and you're able to read the field a lot better.
Yeah, especially when you're playing with somebody like
it's a
Noah,
lot.
Greg.
yeah.
Like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
both pretty decent players for this tier, and they're like more smarter than Meki. So
oh, yeah, and even playing against Sudoku and Wolfer being more consistent, you can tell more of what they're
Yeah,
gonna do.
yeah,
And that's why I find it so much I find it easier to play up against players like Bass or players like Othos.
mhm.
I will.
Players like Nimbus. I mean, I know what they're gonna do. I know how they're gonna do it. It's easier to be able to play against it.
Right.
I will agree with Carr because there's one thing I always like to say. I would prefer to be the worst person on the team than be the best person on the team.
Dude, I've been there for years.
Because, in my opinion, if you're the worst person on the team, all you can do is grow. You can
Yeah.
improve. But if you're the best person on the team, you have so much expectation that you need to be the best and
Well,
try to
they-
do the best.
Yeah, but I feel like the expectations thing is like for every like player that makes it that far to be like best
Yes.
in their tier, like they should already know it, and it shouldn't really affect them. They should just play
No.
the game normally. Like normally,
Which-
it doesn't affect like players. Like
Yeah.
that, but
A lot of times, I wanted to be A tier. I
right.
really want to be A tier. And that's because I know if I'm A tier, I can grow a lot more and learn a lot more in a tier above than the tier I've been staying in.
Yeah.
Which
Especially
I
if you play
know,
with two vets, like two
Yes.
tier vets. Yeah.
yes, they'll teach
For
you
sure.
more. You'll learn more, which is what some of the lower tiers, like C tier people think as well. They want to play with the tier above so they can learn from them, so they can do that in their games to get higher up.
So
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play in S tier because S tier is ass. Like, just give me Maples and TC,
Yeah,
man.
right.
I'd win. I'd win the league, but like, trust.
I would rather personally play
yeah.
against those super teams. Like I would love to
Yeah.
play against.
No, yeah,
those
it would be a
teams.
lot better for sure. I'm just making it.
Yeah, I would.
I'm just making
Yeah,
it
100%. But like for me, I 100% agree, and I think other A tier players think the same thing. I mean, I would love to play in S
everyone.
tier.
Yeah.
I think from starter combines to end of combines, I had so much improvement because of the fact that I was playing up. I was
Yeah.
able to observe what they were doing, observe what I was doing, observe what my teammates were doing, and
And they give you
get those
tips too.
Yeah, get those tips
And
and tricks.
they'll
from the
give
other
you
players.
tips. They'll give you advice. They'll let you know what you're doing wrong to improve.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
I will say this: This goes for a lot of things. You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's like every video game.
It's like every
Yeah,
video
every video
game,
game ever.
even like basketball play, like basketball.
Yeah,
that's not-
sports. Video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those people that are higher up and like have more skill and all that stuff, they want that lower person to gain knowledge and get that skill so they can develop more.
Yeah, for sure.
Quickly, staying away from this as well, though, looking at statistics, I mean, a simple Fem girl, 2.33 shots a game, 0 goals, 0% shooting.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So,
Sudoku,
did you guys watch this
2.36
game? It was live.
also 0.
Did you guys watch this?
I did not.
Watch some
I
of
was,
it.
I
watched
okay.
some of it.
yeah.
So
I did not. I was
near
streaming.
the end of the third game, I made this prediction. Fem girl Skylar, I love you. You're fun to freestyle with, but I talked about his tilt issue. And you guys made the joke of like coming from one, but like I don't do it this bad, and I don't do it the same way. But like I mean, there were points in the game in that third game he literally just stopped playing, which is not good for your team.
Oh.
It's not good as
Yeah.
a player. You shouldn't do that to your teammates. And the moment the game ended, he insta rage quit. And we got to fix that, man. Like your teammates don't deserve that. You guys are trying to
a
build
little bit of a
together.
crash out too.
Sudoku?
Sudoku is a bit of a crash out.
Really?
As well.
I have not experienced that with him.
Yeah, when Sudoku plays, Sudoku refuses to play higher up simply because he thinks in his head, I'm not winning this. Like, Sudoku has a pretty rough mental when it comes to, playing against heavy competition. And, when things go wrong, things go really wrong.
Yeah.
They kept
It
it
gets
close
rough.
the first
I
game.
I
Yeah, they
wonder
kept it
if they
close.
were bad for each other. Like they were both tilting each other.
Yeah.
Probably.
I
But-
don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Negative
It's-
feeds off of each other.
100%. And it's definitely a difficult thing to play with. I mean, I had a similar experience last season playing with Scat. Scat had a really rough mental when it came to match days. I'm not gonna go too much in detail to keep us away from hurting him, but mental is such a huge part of the game.
Yeah.
Without a good mental, your consistency out the door, your
Yeah.
thinking becomes clouded. Like, it makes the game so much more difficult for yourself.
Yes.
well, yeah.
You play
I
a
just-
whole level down.
I do just want to say like
And-
I am a mental. I have the mental issues. Like my teammates from my first and second season can atone to this. Like I am no way to say it, but I do realize when I'm kind of bringing everybody down, and I try to at least shut up because nobody
Yeah.
wants to fucking hear me being a downer. But
Yeah.
in my own head, I am bringing myself down, and I am like playing worse because of it, which obviously affects the team.
Yeah.
It
But
happens.
I'm not gonna just sit there and AFK like that.
Well,
I will not do that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know he AFK'd.
So
Shame on you, Skylar. Shame on you.
In a way.
in a
I would.
way,
I would never. I would
Chat.
never. Yeah.
no,
In a way.
going back to the mental thing real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will agree with all of you guys. Mental is a huge thing in the game because if you cannot keep your mental like calm, cool, collected, or you get too nervous, you get like I'm not
Mhm.
good enough, or like
Mhm.
just having a bad day.
Yeah.
You will absolutely tank,
Yeah, you'll shit the
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
and that energy transfers.
Yeah, to your teammates because you start
Yes.
Yeah.
sighing underneath your breath, fucking.
Yes.
Say
It-
you're common like
Yes.
aggressively like.
Or
towards
you
them.
stop calming overall.
Or
like-
or you just fucking dead quiet. It's like-
I mean, even the I was like another thing is even just like the self degradation.
Mm.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
he also
I
does
do
it,
that
too.
often. I don't know if you guys catch it. If you play in houses with me, the
I
moment
do
I'm
it-
playing with
I
other
do it,
people,
too.
like the moment I'm playing with other people and I'm able to talk, like if I say something and you can hear me, it's weird. If I mute, I won't even talk shit about myself. But if I'm on the mic, like the moment I miss a ball, I go, oh, I'm dog shit. And like even that.
even if I mute my
affects
mic,
teammates.
I talk to myself.
I say I don't.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Yeah, me
literally-
too.
It's literally the moment I have access, like, and other people can hear me. That's when I fucking start saying it aloud.
Yeah.
So, but like
I-
that brings the team down too.
I used
Attention
to have
seeker. Attention seeker.
I used to have a really shitty mental, and it was a lot to work on.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to work on. Working on mental.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's you against you.
yeah, it's you
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
you.
The hardest
All it is.
battle. The hardest battle.
What helped me out was I had to listen to music. I have to have something
Yeah.
going on to constantly flow. But then
I think you're just ADHD. No, I'm sure.
I do have ADHD.
Dude, how many of
but
us aren't ADHD? I think that's like there's probably one
Look,
of us.
man,
in
I'm
here.
Because of
not-
the lead.
Car-
and the
car-
oil.
raise your
I'm not
hand.
diagnosed. I'm not diagnosed, but
Bullshit, car. Put your hand up. But,
you know,
another
this
thing,
was
another thing that helped me out was something that I got from. I met a pro player back in like for the Bulls. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, for the Bulls.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
basketball. Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Michael
No.
Jordan. Michael B.
And
Jordan.
he basically told me that it's always you against you. You are the biggest enemy that you have. Don't worry about, yes, you miss a shot. A-okay. Worry about the next.
Yeah, worry about the next one. Yeah.
Everything
Like, he's a
is
pro basketball player. I know.
hell no.
Oh shit.
Hell no. I'm 5'9".
Oh hell no.
Yeah, I know. I have one of my gunnies knew Michael Jordan.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My gunny, his
Ain't
dad
no
is
way.
John. My gunny's his dad is
What the
John
fuck is a
Paxton.
gutty?
Gunner.
Gunny.
Yeah, it's a gunner sergeant in the military.
Yeah, you gotta say.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I didn't know that.
his name is Ryan Paxton, and his dad is John Paxton. Played with Michael Jordan.
Oh
with the Bulls.
shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
won.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
he got a ring. He got a ring with him.
He has
Yeah.
multiple.
Hell
rings.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know John Paxton. Yeah.
he was supposed
That's
my
cool.
Gunnar Sergeant Paxton was supposed to go D1 college and do all that stuff, but then of course stuff
Oh.
happened, and he went to the military instead.
Mm,
Really nice dude, really humble dude, really cool guy.
that's cool. Nice.
Like I've been preaching, Chad. I'm just a humble automobile.
You're not humble. Shut the
You're
fuck
not
up.
humble.
Shut the
Every
fuck
other
up.
word is either hate or
All
something.
right, all right.
Or-
Anyways,
Death
I personally thought the series would be closer, but you know, what happened
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
The games
Yeah.
were close until the last one, but
Yeah.
Another thing to consider, though, also was the fact that they were on stream and the stream day pressure.
Oh,
yeah.
It kills me.
Well,
so.
oh yeah, no, I'm
Stream
gonna
day
get into
pressure
that
is
as
nerve.
you know, I'm gonna
Well, yeah,
get into
you
that as
played
soon
on
as we
stream,
get
yeah,
to
so.
yeah, me and Yoki did, but
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
gonna get
Oh,
into
yeah.
that once we get to that once we get over
Yeah.
into that,
Yeah.
That's it.
that area. But yeah, no, I 100% feel that. But,
Yeah,
you
this
know,
A tier though,
going into A tier, yeah.
Yeah.
bro. Talent's
Gotta
just
keep
speedy,
pushing
bro.
that.
Yeah.
Is he? No, he's not.
Talent's
Don't lie.
I
He actually is.
Speedy to
He
dodge
actually
our
is, if
fucking
you notice,
messages. Sorry.
Wait.
Yeah, I know. Dodger.
Yeah.
messages.
Wait.
Dodger, bro.
Do they have a sub up from TJ? Is
Yeah,
TJ
yeah.
a
It's a
sub
sub
up?
up.
TJW,
Yeah,
wow.
TJ's a
Alright,
sub up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you know, subbing up from C tier, you know,
Yeah, that's kind of
where the,
crazy.
Yeah,
where
that's-
the hell
that's
is
wild.
my B tier at?
Where is the B tier at? I mean, yes, it was just a pre-game, but
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
to give the man some credit, you do have to.
At least he won one.
Yeah, they won one.
Oh, yeah.
but you got to give the man credit. It's probably because it was a pre-game and they just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
So you,
to be fair though, I mean, you look at the statistics though, and you know, I think it's expected for this King Kong team to win, but also moving more into statistics. I mean, I think it was just a team diff. I mean, look at shooting percentage from all three players. You know, the highest being 20 from Article, a .25 shots to Islands or goals, .50 from Article, .25 from TJ. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the King Kongs just was the better team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I also want to point something out very interesting about this King Kong team. Is they get better as like the series goes on.
Yes.
Yeah, two.
Like, they're
1,
really
4,
interesting.
7.
They're like dissecting.
But
Yeah.
that makes you wonder though. Was it them getting better or was it Moby Dick's getting worse?
It could have been a.
Well, okay, like I've scrimed against King Kong, and like they get better like over time. Like it's
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they
think-
just start
I think-
getting better and better and better. It's like whoa,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's one of those teams that like we said last podcast, or like I said, it's not a team who has anything crazy going for them. Right? They don't have a
Yeah,
super mechanical
just
player like an X Factor. However, they do have the brains, right? They do have the game sense.
They do have a lot of game sense.
Right. Yeah.
to read the field and overcome what they need to overcome. And I think that's
Right.
going to be huge for them.
It's
Well,
probably
yeah, I
think
the
that's-
team that will like drop a game or two early on, but like that's them
Yeah, like, right
downloading
off
their
the rip?
opponents, dude.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
downloading the
yeah.
opponents, and then
They're reading
got
the
'em.
opponent's play.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they got them fucking locked, and then they
Yeah.
just start
Once they have them locked, they
countering
cook.
everything. So
Yes.
unless
Exactly.
their enemies can adapt, then like they might actually be cooked. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will say I don't. Looking at this, I don't know if Moby Dix was really trying because TJ is tier. He's C tier, correct?
C tier, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they were just having him to come up for an experience or something like that, or they could have just actually just used him because they didn't have anyone. I don't really know because I wasn't there.
I mean, knowing Goose, I mean, Goose is a competitive guy. I don't think
Yeah,
he would
Goose.
allow it just to, he obviously wants his players to have fun, but if, there's a better
Yeah.
option for the team to win the game, I think Goose is 100% taking that. I think it just
Yeah.
came down to, unfortunate,
Unfortunate stuff.
timings and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And-
And plus, his movement
yeah.
wasn't too bad. Like, he wasn't
No, not at all.
super
No.
low. Fairly, he was just like 25.
Yeah,
25 off.
yeah, exactly. I think it came down, to, just understanding the game. Yeah, understand the game, making the right decisions, rotating the right way, and obviously with TJ being a C tier player, nothing bad on TJ, but these other players have more experience.
Yeah, it's 2 tiers up.
And
That's,
understand them.
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
That's
a lot
that's
of.
a lot to ask for.
It's a lot to ask for. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, good. Hats off to you, TJ.
Good, yeah, hats
Getting
off.
that one dub, that one game
Yeah, bro.
dub. Hey, hats off to you, bro.
Are you guys ready to
Yeah.
look at this S tier though?
Yes, sir. That's
Ooh.
here. Here we go.
We have a 3-2 first game, a 5-1 second game, and then game 3 is a
Oh,
6-0.
shit.
Yeah, this was also
Yeah.
streamed. This was
Oh, yeah,
okay.
this
and
was
this
on
is what
stream.
I
I
wanted
didn't-
to ask about.
I didn't
because
watch
my
this one.
boy
I didn't watch
Delta. Okay, we need to get some stats going.
Delta got an MVP
Dude.
as well. Delta did get
Yeah,
an
he got
MVP.
an MVP the
Did get
second
one.
game.
Yeah, one.
Granted, it was only by 18 points or something like that. So.
That still
Hold on,
counts.
hold
It
on.
still
It's
counts.
still
It
an
don't
MVP.
matter.
It's still an MVP.
Quickly,
It can be
though,
1 point. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
It's MVP,
but looking,
baby.
looking at statistics, a similar
Oh,
thing
is
to the A tier. 400 average, Maple's almost 500. The highest is Kadoku with 300 have a score.
Oh,
Crazy to think that Kadoku's the one that's up there. Bass, Kyle, pretty low balling. I mean,
did everyone watch this game?
happening?
I
did not.
No, I
There
did.
was-
I did.
There was absolutely tilt going on. I don't know if it was.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
It was definitely Kyle. And I
Oh, yeah,
don't know
because
if it
Kyle's,
was.
Kyle's the crybaby.
Yeah,
Well, look, the
Kyle.
three of them,
Like-
though, Kyle, Bass, and Kadoku,
Yeah,
all have
they
pretty rough
all.
mentals.
Yeah, but-
yes. So
But one person drops, bro. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's
so,
a domino
yeah,
effect.
the thing is
It is a domino
when
effect.
Kyle tilts, Bass feeds off that, and then the two of them
Yeah.
were tilted, and then like whether or not Kadoku tilted, I do think he was by the end of the third game. At the very end, like the moment the game ended, Kyle and Kadoku ditched. They up and at him. Got the fuck out of there. Bass typed in all chat GG with like 20 exclamation points, and then typed really close one there at the end. So everybody was tilted on the King Kong's team.
Yeah.
I think I maybe Kadoku. I want to say it was probably Bass and Kadoku going, or not Bass and Kadoku. Probably Bass and Kyle going back and forth at each other, probably bitching, and Kadoku was trying to keep it locked in. But he was like obviously tilted, and so by the end of it all, he just dipped as well. But he probably wasn't as vocal about
Probably.
shit.
Another one of those Battle of the Brains or Battle of the
Oh,
Mental.
definitely, yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, like the Maples Goose team. What the hell is their name? Fucking Moby Dix. Like that. I mean, they
Yeah,
were
my
ramping
God.
every game. They
Not even
ramped up
that,
higher and
but
higher, dude.
like look at the first game, dude. It's 14 shots to 5.
Yeah,
Like this Moby Dix team just had the offense the whole entire game, the
Yeah.
whole entire series.
Yeah.
It just seems like they were suffocating this Bass
Yeah.
Kyle Kadoku team.
Highly
Also,
recommend
interesting
looking
enough,
at
the
the
average speeds. Look at the average speeds
Yeah.
too. For
Yeah.
like them, like Bass and Kyler are on top,
Dude, Delta up there with 1600. I'm just saying.
And-
You guys sleeping on my boy?
keeping up. Yeah, but like, look at this though. Maples has the highest score, but he has the lowest speed out
Yeah.
of his team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying,
When he
speed
does
don't
go fast,
matter.
it matters.
You just, yeah. When he goes fast, it matters, and when he slows down, it matters too. It's
Yes.
Like, okay, like I know. I have to slow down.
Maples is
Like,
a mechanical guy, but he's also very, very.
Yeah.
He's super smart.
He's so
He's super
smart at the
smart.
Oh
game.
my god.
So
Yo,
he-
crazy stat real quick. Delta averaged
that was it.
104.33 power slides a game.
Oh,
And
Oh.
then Kyle with 99. Kadoku 90. Yo, that's insane. I think I averaged like 14 normally.
that's crazy.
well,
That's
that's 14 is wild.
crazy.
14 is
I-
wild.
Dude, I
Yeah.
don't be. We'll see it later, but I just don't power slide, bro.
Power slide is
interesting.
big factor in the game.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
kind of
if you
curious to
guys
look at my
are,
stats too. Kind of curious.
you
There
know,
is.
we're
Well,
almost
we'll
there.
get
We're
there.
almost
We'll
there.
get there. Yeah.
Yeah,
There,
we'll
there
get
is
there.
a direct correlation in going higher rank and using power slide more. At least that used
Yeah.
to be a stat
yeah.
like in what season
Yeah.
6-ish, something like that. Is the last time I had seen and heard about that. But like that did used to be a factual thing. The higher in rank you go, the more boost or power slide people use.
The
per
more
game.
power
Yeah,
slide, yes.
but Maples used it the least amount.
Well, there's that too.
Well, yeah,
Which
there's
is
that.
why I go, huh?
Yeah.
Because Maples is the goat. He's the goat, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's
And
also something to
Bass-
say.
and
If
Bass-
you're not caught out, then there's no real need to. So maybe
Yeah.
Right,
maybe
yeah.
Cars is in the perfect position most of the time. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Dude,
that's also
actually,
true.
I was talking about that lately with my
That happened.
team. I'm in the right position often. I just leave that position because I feel like I have to be going so much faster than I do.
Yeah, I do the
I
same
mean,
shit.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
a
cover
weirdo.
that.
You're a weirdo.
I know I am, dude.
I have gotten yelled at by like Gold Moon and
Uh,
Nimbus and all that stuff because they'll be like, "You were in the right position."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
it was
you
Goldmoon.
decide-
It was Goldmoon and Ryan who told me. But yeah, no, dude. Like,
I had gotten coaching
Eesh.
just this last Saturday by iBeaches, and that was one of the things is like if I do find myself in the right position, I think I just need to keep going. So I move past it, and when really like just hitting the brake or like slowing down is the better play, which is exactly what Maples does. I assume, right? He's gonna get to the right position and then just wait for the play that he
Yes.
is expecting to unfold. And if it doesn't,
Ma-
that's when he'll just turn tail and fucking go the other way. It should be somebody else's ball. But
Maples is a very observant guy. He likes
yeah.
watching the play, watching the ball, watching the opponents and teammates. He's very observant, and if he sees you mess up, he will push that.
if you guys have not watched the game, it is on. For anybody that doesn't know, I have been clipping I've cut these games up and they're all uploaded to the channel so you can watch the individual games, the individual series. So you can see the C tier, you can see the B tier, A tier, and S tier series.
Wait, you did that?
Yeah, they're all on the
Dude,
YouTube.
why are you
so.
such a fucking goat, dude?
Hey,
Why are you
hey.
such a fucking
So
goat,
so
man?
if you haven't, I highly recommend watching the S tier games because I mean just the Moby Dicks were going crazy. The Gold Moon said it live. Delta, he played well, but he was a bit of a clip seller because there was two
Oh, he
crazy
had chance to
passes.
clip?
There's two crazy passes for Maples. Maples caught a reset, sent it to the sidewall, redirected it with his flip, and it bounced off the backboard into Delta's face, and Delta just whiffed it. He killed that clip, and then there was another one where Maples went up to the ceiling, and someone jumped to try to block him, and he slams it down as if like he bounced it to the floor, but like it was directly on Delta's fucking noggin, and he clangs that thing top crossbar and it goes down and out. So like two really cool passes for Maples, but Delta sold him a little bit. But it'll get there. But the important thing is he was in those positions. He was there to capitalize on Maples passes. He just little error.
Yeah.
But really fun games to watch, I thought.
yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. All right,
Yeah.
C tier and
Yeah, I'm looking at CT already.
versus rates. Yes.
Yep. So you got
There is a
Dunyan.
game. I don't know which one.
But you
There
got
is a
1,000.
game. Dunyan went absolutely insane. I think it's game
Yeah.
3. Last game, 2-1. Dunyan. Which one is
Not
it?
that one.
Nope, not that
Maybe
one.
I'm a
Nope.
liar.
It might be the 4-1. Yeah,
No.
Dunyan has. Oh,
364 in the first game. 543 in
Yeah.
the
Liar.
second game.
Did Dunyan sub up into B?
Oh
He-
wait, that would be crazy.
Oh, we
He
could
got-
check.
Did he get
I'll
1,000 at B tier? That would be insane. Hold on.
I-
Yeah,
I'll
that'd be
check.
Like,
I'll check.
Spec, did he sub up?
I don't
Spec,
know.
were you not there?
No,
I
not there.
wasn't there. Nope.
Nope, he's
So,
not
yeah,
in
no.
the B tier. So.
No, he's not in the B tier.
Alright, never mind. I got gaslit. Maybe it was in a scrim. I thought he broke 1,000.
might have been.
It may
Yeah,
have been
no,
in a scrim.
I know.
By the
in
way,
the-
though, Dunyan MVP'd all 3 of these games, dude.
I
Damn.
will say, I love Dunyan to death. That man has been grinding.
Oh wow, has he? That's
Yes,
cool.
and then another
Yeah.
person that's been grinding has been deciding. Deciding has I don't know if
Oh.
he's asked you, Car. He's asked me to help him with coaching.
Oh,
And then he's
wow.
same with
Yeah,
Dunyan.
he's mentioned it.
Dunyan's asked me for coaching, and then Shucks also asked me for coaching. They're trying to get another coaching session with Faith, Fishy, and or anyone else who's willing to coach. They want as much knowledge as possible because they want to dominate this season.
Nice.
Oh yeah. And also,
That-
though, talking about deciding being, I think the third round, second round, something like that, wasn't even here. I mean, Alpha showed up.
Oh, yeah, Alpha did show
Like,
up.
I will say it because
Doing good.
we scrimmed them, B tier
Mhm.
scrimmed them, and of course we won a lot of the games. We didn't. I don't think we lost any of them, right? But
Mhm.
they still kept it really close. And even then, after that, they asked us like, "Hey, what do we need to work on?" Because they had one of us stay in there, and we told them comms, work on your comms, and that's gonna help you guys out a lot. And I was reading the chat that they have, and they were like, "Those comms were so good. We were actually helping each other out so well. Like they were calming hard that game. Apparently,
Yeah, I love SSG type comms. Like back,
Yep.
Oh yeah,
the fucking it was
yeah.
I think it was
Arsenal,
LJ,
Reynolds,
Yeah.
Daniel, or Reynolds
or
too.
yeah,
Even Reynolds too. Like they're just fucking like just going off like calm for a second. Like that's my favorite type of like
Like
comms is you have like that.
the one thing I
yeah.
know I'm
Those are my
really good
comms
at.
chat.
The one thing I know I'm really good at is comms. I can comm really well, but I am dyslexic as hell. So like Car can agree with this. There is times where I'll go, I'm on your left and I'm on your right.
Hey, bro, you're not shook though. That guy's getting blown every single game. I don't know how he does it.
Huh? What do
Dude,
you
I
mean by
Yeah,
that?
blow
bro.
him, bro. I
Dude,
blow
he
him, bro.
Dude, he'll be playing the game, and if he
God.
gets demos, he's like, I'm getting blown. Or if he's
Oh,
demoing,
yeah,
like,
that's him.
Oh
I'm
my god,
blowing.
yes.
Dude, I think it's so
Yes.
funny. I
It's
love
so
Chuck.
I love Shuck too. So I was in a game with him and he's like, I'm about to go blow someone. I was like, you can blow me. And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He didn't notice. I was like, dude. And then eventually it clicked with him and he goes, oh, okay, maybe.
Maybe.
Like the dude is so funny. He's such
Yeah,
a good
he's
dude.
funny. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Hey,
Well,
did
okay.
we notice, by the way, Mercules has 100%
I was
shooting
about so, but
percentage?
he only
Holy
shot
shit.
one time,
Yeah.
one
Yeah, he shot
time in
one.
the 2 games he played, and it was a goal.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
Bro, get this guy on offense.
He just shot once though.
I feel like it was him not like pushing up enough, right? I didn't watch this game. So.
Positioning.
Yo,
positioning
Ants-
right?
Yeah,
Ants-
offensive
Ansel-
positioning. He was 18% average
Dang.
Yeah.
in the offensive.
By the
third.
way, Ants and Orange have 3 saves a game. Both of them playing in 2, but still 3 on average.
Yep.
I'm not
It's
sure
kind-
subbing
it's-
out Ant was the
dude,
right move, honestly.
Yeah, I think maybe you can swap it between
Total.
Mercury's Orange, but what was I saying? What was I saying? It seems like another one of those games where like the pressure is just getting to those teams.
I think they were just stuck in their half the whole time.
Exactly. Like and it seems like that's becoming a repetitive thing throughout these
Yep.
series that are being won. Like it's just pressure over pressure over
They are
pressure.
pressured.
God, defensive half 67%, 73%.
Yep.
Jesus. Oh yeah, sorry. So oh yeah, Toad for Orange. Yeah, okay. So Toad for Orange, 73%. He played 2 games. Or sorry, Ant played 2 games. 73% is half. Mercules 67%. Toad out of all 3 games, 69% basically.
Look how-
Orange in 2 games, 76%. Yeah, they were just in their half, just barely hanging on for dear life, like just trying their best to keep that net, the ball from their net.
God
Oh,
damn.
the average speed too for that team. I mean, obviously you're stuck in your
Yeah.
half, so you're not gonna be moving quick. That dude, low across the board. Highest was
The
Orange.
thing is
on
with
their
them
team.
is like I know Shuck and Dunyan, like the vibes must be
It's
like
good.
out of this
Oh,
It's
world.
yeah.
so,
You know what I'm
dude,
saying?
dude, it's so good.
Fucking out of this world.
Wait, yeah, actually, their team is just the vibe team. It's you got Alpha, you got Dunyan and Shuck. Like that's just a vibe team.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
it's
You guys
I
are
have
having
played with
fun.
all of them.
Yeah.
They are all there for just shits and gigs and a half.
This Alpha is the one with
Exactly.
the Deadpool profile picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
so,
yeah, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just vibes. It's just vibes. It's like
Oh,
they're just shooting the shit while they're
just playing.
stomping kids.
Yeah, they're just playing the
Yeah.
fucking game.
It's not even like
and-
they'll shoot the shit and have fun the whole entire time.
Yeah.
But they're also calming and full on trying too.
hmm
Yeah.
Like they're a really good build that Fishy has a really solid team of C tier.
Man, that's a perfect team to draft right there. It's one of the best for sure. Like
Yes,
they can go far. They'll
they
definitely
could.
go far. So, all right, B tier.
B tier.
B tier.
See that Cooner's got to
tier,
play. Cooner's
Yes.
got to play here.
It-
Oh wow, the first three
Um,
games were really close. First three games
Yes.
were
Yeah.
super close.
all three, the first three, it wasn't until game 4 that it was a shutout.
Yeah, I think they might have ran out of steam.
Cool Nerds played all
Yeah.
4 games too. It wasn't like he got.
Yeah. No. So,
Yeah.
Blue G was on vacation,
Ah.
so Blue G
Yeah.
was not able to make
Right,
it.
right.
But I will
Um,
say, I will say my team. When I got drafted, we were looking at people, and we were happy that we got all 3 of these people because
Cool.
it's kind of like how we wanted it to be built. Because Ryan is very, very mechanical. He's a really solid player.
Yeah.
Really good at the game. Chow is a very knowledgeable player. He's very defensive, not demo heavy, but he also likes to observe the game. And then you have Ryan, who overall,
Wait, the Ryan. Or
no,
Ryan.
regular Ryan.
Okay, right.
Just regular Ryan. I know a lot of people say, "How do you get the comms?" It's actually really simple. It is so simple.
you just
It
talk
just-
to Ryan.
I'll be like, Ryan, you got, or Ryan, you have this, which I know it sounds really hard, but it's based off of positioning, and people they understand,
Right.
and it's not that hard.
Yeah, I said
I will-
Ryan averaged
Yeah,
416.
the Ryan had the highest
yeah.
on his
Yeah.
team.
And
but
That's what I'm
Scat
saying.
with 430,
Yeah, on the other team. Yeah.
Scat seemingly going
Stats to go,
great
bro.
though.
Bro, Chow was telling me, man, Scathia, he might have some fucking he had problems in the matches. Like, I don't give a fuck. That kid is talented, bro.
I will say.
Put some respect on his
Kid,
fucking
that
name, bro.
kid,
Oh my God.
that
Hey,
kid is
hey.
crazy, bro. Homie's the
Yeah.
same age as like Kuma.
All I have to say
I don't give a fuck.
is
I don't give a fuck.
firefight sent that meme out in announcements. We
what
were
was the
talking
meme?
about it. So basically, it's all of the
Grim
team
Reaper.
and the Grim Reaper, and it's him
Oh,
going to
yeah,
nest.
yeah.
And we're like, I bet. We thought it was funny. We gave him shit for it, and it's all jokes. We love them. We
Well,
all enjoy playing with each other.
I just
It's
want to
just a
see you
friendly
guys do
conversation.
it without Coolern.
I know.
I want to see you guys do that against Blue G. As the third. If you guys can do that against Blue G in the third, hey, I'll be like,
Hey.
kudos to you guys. Congratulations on winning the B tier. Here you go. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if you think about it though, 2 of the starters weren't here for these games one for each team. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
but I want to
technically-
argue that Chow is a starter level player. So
Oh,
it
100%.
doesn't
Oh,
really
100%.
matter.
I said that while I was
So-
talking. I said that while I was talking
So
to
there's
Spec.
Chow.
Yeah.
I forgot who I was talking to, but Chow could 100%.
Oh,
Actually
no.
no, this last podcast I said that Chow could be substituted
Yeah.
for any of these players, and I think that they could
Yeah.
win it. Chow
yeah,
is
no.
such an underrated player.
We-
I love
No.
Chow. He's a great player, dude.
We
Fourth
saw
pick is
Chow.
ridiculous.
We saw. No, I know. We saw Chow go down, and me and Fishy were in a call. So our first pick was, of course, Ryan. We wanted Ryan, and then we were going through, and we're like, okay. He's like, dude. He calls me. He's like, dude, I need to call you. So I call, and I'm over at my grandparents' house for Easter. He's like,
Mhm.
we could pick up the Ryan and Chow, and I was like, send it. And he's like-
Send it.
He's like, are you sure? I was like, dude, I don't know how the Ryan is third, and I don't know how we'll be able to get fucking Chow, but like, just the how that worked out, it worked out so well in our favor.
Oh, yeah.
And one other thing I'll say is that we talked about it whenever we were talking about the drafts, with the Ryan's mental being bad, but this is such a good team for Ryan.
Oh,
for
we-
D.
Oh
Ryan.
yeah, you need
Yeah.
somebody
Like-
like Ab
Dude,
to
you have
give
Chow,
the vibes.
yeah, you have Chow, you have Spec, you have Ryan. Like this is all vibes. Dude. This is a
Yeah.
perfect environment for the Ryan to flaw.
Yeah.
Flaw.
Yes.
What is
And-
it? The-
Blossom, Blossom.
Flourish.
We
No,
Flourish,
it's
yeah,
flourish.
Flourish,
Flourish.
yeah.
Yeah.
we already know that like we need to have. I already know like yes, I can do a lot of mechanical stuff,
Mm.
but the Ryan has so much finishing power.
Yes. I think
Like-
that Ryan is a sleeper. Like he can kind of go
Oh yeah,
crazy.
I said,
He
dude, I had
can-
him in my top fucking in second round.
Yes.
Like,
Let's
I was
He
like,
can he can
Like, what the
determine
fuck?
an entire game by himself. And
Yeah.
having Chow to open up the field and Ryan to open up the
Yeah.
field is perfectly fine. And then when I play with him, I know I have to take down my skill and I have to play for Ryan. Ryan is going to be the star if we are playing together.
Right, and it's like not like a dish in it anyway. It's just more like
No.
sometimes some people just play like at a different pace. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
he
it's not
plays
good.
at a fast pace,
Yeah.
and he doesn't. He says he plays for others. We all know he is a
Right.
mechanical guy.
Bro, that's basically
Ryan,
like what
you're
Car
a
says. Car's
selfish
like,
guy.
I play for
No.
everybody.
Yeah, I was actually gonna
and-
say that, dude. I think me and Ryan are pretty similar in that way. We we can determine the game, alone by ourselves, depending on how
Yeah.
we're playing. Because if we're playing good, like, and I was talking to Fishy about this, after we had played against Yoki's team. Of course, I'll get more into it later, but just the surface of it. I asked him how it looked, whether Yoki's team played bad, whether my team played bad. And he said that everybody was looking pretty alright, but when it came to me, I was either the best player on the field or I was the worst player on the field. And so,
Yep.
players like myself, players like the Ryan, like so much of the game heavily depends on you because you can control the game by yourself. You can do
Yeah.
so much or you can
Yeah.
do so little. And I think
Well,
Ryan's
you are that
been-
person on the team. Like,
But then
you're that difference maker
Yeah.
for them. For your
So,
team.
yeah,
an-
I think Ryan's the
spot.
exact same kind of way.
I will say there's another like
Kind of way.
so like you have the other Ryan, of course, which he is also
Very
he's
very
somewhat-
consistent.
yeah, he's not a mechanic. He's somewhat mechanical. He can do some mechanics and all that stuff, but not as many as Ryan or me. But he's very, very knowledgeable on the game.
Right.
And then same as Chow. Chow knows how to open up the field and make it to where it's just free.
I mean, Chow is just an aggressor. He goes.
Chow-
crazy. The Ryan is
Chow
also
is-
pretty aggressive.
So the scary thing about everyone says Chow likes to hunt for demos.
No, it's rotational.
No, Chow doesn't hunt for demos.
No, I think he does it on rotation, which is good.
If you are in his way in his rotation, he will take you out, and that's how he gets his
If you're in
demos.
his
Like,
way.
yeah. Or okay, let's say he just goes for the ball and he gets a soft touch.
The
He's
nearest
gonna
person
rotate
is
out. The nearest person is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like, he's just gonna go for
If he
you.
went up and he still has boost after he came down, gets a soft touch or whatever, plays it out, like you're dead. Shouldn't have
But
got
another
close.
thing, the other thing about Chow is like he knows when not to go for demos or when not to do things. He's also very smart, and he's really
Holy
consistent in a lot of
shit.
stuff.
He had a 2.75 demos per game.
I know.
Jesus.
Like, it looks like he's a demo hunter, but in reality, they're just
He's-
in his way.
Yeah, bro, he's just a better version of Eric when it comes to physical game.
Pretty much.
No diss to Eric, no diss to Eric.
I
just
love
think
Eric.
Chow does
Eric
it.
is
I just
such a
think
Yeah, I
Chow
love
does it.
Eric. He's such
Oh, yeah,
a good guy.
yeah, 100%. I just think Chow does it better.
Everyone sat there. I remember a lot of people saying that Chow is a comparison of Eric. They do play similar. They do play very similar. It's just Chow doesn't go out of his way to.
Anyways,
No.
though, from this beats here,
Yeah, let's look at
I think I expected it to go this
Yeah.
way with Blue G not being there. No offense, Meisner, we love you.
Yep. Love you,
Ditch
Meisner,
the,
but
ditch the kids, ditch the wife, get your hours in.
It's just
But-
6 weeks. They can live without you.
But looking at this, A tier though.
Yoki, Yoki, Yoki! Dude,
Yoki.
these are crazy games.
Also fun to watch. I watched those on
Oh, yeah, I
stream.
had-
watched
I
them in the
had-
recap.
Car, talk
Yeah,
your
I
shit.
had-
Talk your
Nah,
shit.
I got listen. I got no shit to talk. All right, that we kept it close throughout the whole entire series. Both
Oh, yeah.
teams, we were going at it, no matter how
It-
you look at it.
They are
I
a
think-
hard fought game, except for the last game.
Yeah, I think going into
Yeah.
Game 5, I think our offense just worked. Y'all's defense was getting a little bit cooked. I think y'all were playing a little bit desperate, trying to overcommit for too many things.
oh yeah, for
And
sure.
Drew just went
Drew.
crazy that game. Drew
I
went
will-
nuts.
I know. I heard a lot of people asking about like, oh, Drew being an A tier, Drew is actually a solid
He deserves
player.
it.
He
Yeah, he
deserves
Absolutely.
it. Drew
Yeah.
is actually a really
100%.
solid
Yeah,
player.
funnily enough, actually talking to Fishy about what was happening, he said he had nothing really for Drew when it came down to overall. He said more so it was me who had the most problems combating with
Car,
other playstyles, which is a continuous problem with myself.
car.
Um,
All we could say is Fishy called you ass.
Listen, we know. Fishy loves me. He knows he's got a lot to work on with me, and that's okay.
I
Um,
would I was also so Fishy talking to us about how he was gonna pick his A tier this season, and he was like, I wanted to get Ryan because I know Ryan is a really solid player. He's a he's overall really good at everything. He can do everything.
Right.
And then he wanted Drew too because he was also looking for you. He wanted a team built for you.
Drew
to
also
help.
being a keeper though. Drew
Yeah,
also
Yeah,
a
Drew is
keeper.
delusional.
Yeah, I know. The reason why he was a keeper is because he wanted to build the team around you and have the best possibility for you to grow and learn.
Yeah, for me to thrive. That was the word I
Yeah,
was looking for earlier. Thrive.
For you to thrive. And that's how Fishy wanted it. But he's still.
Your guys' third round pick, Mountain Drew, with the highest score on average, is kind of crazy. How many MVPs did he get? I know you got some, Car, right?
He only got one, I believe.
He got two.
He got two.
He got two MVPs. He got two MVPs.
And you got two?
Yeah. Yeah, and I got two.
Yeah.
His was our first game when we lost 1-3. And I'm not gonna lie, this series I couldn't tell you why exactly. I think maybe it's just because I have a lot of pressure on myself, not from other people, but from myself.
Yeah. Honestly, the more I
better
hear you
than
talk
I
about
did.
yourself, you sound like I feel like we're kind of similar. I do the same shit.
Yeah.
And I'm either the best or the worst on the field. Like, if I'm feeling myself, I go fucking crazy. I'm all mechanical and shit.
100%.
But the moment I start doubting myself, I'm a fucking bot, dude.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
100%.
not as bad.
One thing I've had to work on really hard is like my mental, like keeping my mental in a spot where I can still play the game, and understand like, hey, I messed this up. All right, it's fine. Let's move on. Let's fix it, etc., etc. I think one of my comms, one of my best comms whenever I'm playing really bad, is, hey guys, what do I need to fix? And after they tell me, I said, got it, I'll fix it. And I go into the next game, I focus on it, I fix it, and even if we lose again, I play better than I did the last game.
I'm glad you got teammates willing to share that info with you.
Yeah, that's a really
little callback to my time on the monkey team last season. I kept asking and got no answers, so didn't love that. It doesn't help.
I do want to say, like, damn, I didn't know my shooting percentage was that low. I know I wasn't like trying to shoot, but my shooting percentage was 9.09%.
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, wow, I didn't even think I was shooting. Like, I didn't think I was like
2.2
attempting to shoot
per game. What's your total shot? How many shots do you take? 11 in the 4 games?
Oh, 11 and 4.
1 goal. Yeah, 11. You took 11 shots across all 4 games, and one of them.
And that goal was on me. That goal was on me, Chad.
Oh, was it? Oh.
It was on me. I tried.
But I also average show little points too. But
Dude,
I do want to say, to be honest, like, all I tried to do was literally like sit in midfield because, like, Zoffy and Fuzzle, like, they would either play back post or front post, so I just played midfield the whole game. So, like, that's all I did. It was just sitting in mid.
How does this team stack up for you versus last season? Because I remember last season you were flying around the field, you were fucking up in the air. Like, I mean,
well, that's because
you seemed a bit
I play with
this
people.
Time.
Well, yeah, but that's because I'm playing with people who have a similar like rotation and play style to me. Like, if I can play with somebody who matches me, then yeah, I'll go around at whatever speed.
But is this like less comfortable for you? Would you prefer?
Oh, by far.
Switch it up? Yeah.
Like, and that's no diss to Fuzzle or Zoffy. Like, they're both super great players. I have so much respect for them individually.
Yeah, they just play the game different. Like, I think. Like, you had the lowest.
Yeah,
speed.
and
Zoff
plays. Well, I was awkward, and Zoff plays different to Fuzzle too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, not like. I'm not linking up with Zoff. Zoff's not linking up with Fuzzle, so we're just like separated like a lot. Like, it's really tough.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, like, like they're super skillful and stuff. It's just the playstyle. Like I
You
was
had
just
the
like,
low
wow.
speed in the game, which to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
probably I know you're a fast player, so to me that means you were probably just like awkward, confused, like didn't really know what to do.
No, I mean, it wasn't that I was confused. It was just more like I just had to sit mid more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because the way that they played was like Fuzzle likes to cut, so we let
Oh, yeah.
Fuzzle cut, and then Zoff likes to play defensive. So I'm stuck in the midfield. Like I'm just
Huh.
playing mid like the whole game. So I'm not getting saves. I'm not like necessarily getting like passes either. I'm more of like playing defensive like mid
Yeah,
rather than
you're
attacking.
like the disruptor on Fuzzles Rotate. You disrupt and like try to feed
Yeah.
your team the ball and pass and stuff.
So I was
but
kind of just chilling in the
that's
mid.
a unique way of playing Rocket League, I'd say. Like
Yeah,
three
Well,
designated
I had
positions.
to. Well, like I had
Yeah.
to because they,
Yeah, no, I
like they didn't want to play differently. Which
Yeah.
I'm
And
not saying their way of playing is worse. I'm not saying their way of playing is worse. I'm just saying that's just how I had to play. I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm just filling in. There you go. This is
Yeah,
all
and
can
I
give you.
think it's really difficult too against a team like mine.
Oh, yeah, because Ryan
Um,
is super good at defending. Like
100%.
you're
Although
you're challenging
Ryan,
Fuzzle, and Fuzzle's getting like irritated because Mountain Dew is also diving like in weird
yeah, 100%.
places.
Like you're playing
For Fuzzle,
against,
I'm not saying like
yeah, you're playing
oh,
against a super aggressive team,
I
and whatnot. With me and Drew being on the field, Ryan being that more of a smart player, um,
yeah.
I will say though, with me and Drew being so aggressive, we do leave Ryan back a lot by himself, and Ryan clutched up in those moments
I was
when
gonna
he
say I
needed
think he
to.
can handle it. That's the key thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I
Yeah.
think,
he's
and
able to take
that's
on the pressure.
yeah. And talking to Fishy about like this Ryan pick, I asked him why, and he tells me like Ryan's a really smart player. Like Ryan's the
He's
player
super smart.
Ryan's the kind of player that I need to be able to have on the field in this kind of lobby to make up for the poor decisions that I have. And it's unfortunately going to be that way until I'm
Yeah.
able to, understand the game better and get it down more.
I mean, if you guys are not utilizing Ryan as IGL, you guys are fucking up. Let him
Oh,
IGL
100%.
every game.
Actually,
and,
we didn't let him IGL last season.
Really.
We don't even.
Yeah.
I don't.
We didn't. We
I
didn't
don't
let him
really
IGL.
understand.
Dude,
I don't
he
really
knows the
understand them
game.
yelling.
Like
No, I know,
So-
but the problem is like the way he played last season wasn't the way he's playing this season. Like I'm telling you right now, he was more like safe.
Yeah.
But I had him adopt more of my style with his, so he's now more in the middle rather than before it was completely safe.
Yeah.
So it was both. It was basically both me and Ryan playing IGL. We would like mix our styles together so that we could work.
Can I just put
That's what happened.
my 2 cents on your team and Car's team?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I was gonna say, so in my opinion, I do think Car's team was built like just to have like it is really good. It's a really solid team.
I think it's
Their
good too.
playing styles match really, really well, which works really good. Which all of their playing styles
Ryan
are
disagreed
really
a
good.
little bit in the beginning, but I think he's slowly starting.
I think
to,
he's slowly
yeah.
starting to see it too.
Yeah.
That all of your guys' playing style is really good playing style together. Yoki, I will say you guys are all really mechanical players, but I don't think you guys' playing style meshes too well.
Yeah, it definitely
which
doesn't.
which will make you guys awkward. But there's a big but. Once you guys kink it and get all of that like awkwardness out and
that's
figure
an
out
if.
how to that's an if.
Yeah,
That's
an
also
if.
like
we also. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's gonna take work and all that stuff. Of course, you guys have to work together, be willing to adapt with each other and learn with each other, because you guys are all learning different roles. You instead of playing one role constantly, you guys now have to learn how to play all three.
Yeah. And I think
A little bit, yeah.
we said similar things, in the last podcast about all the A-tier teams.
I was gonna say in the last podcast,
was the most
Yoki
mature.
straight up was
Yeah.
like, "This is a weird team."
Yeah,
He's like, "This
100%.
is a weird team."
I'm unsure. I'm
Yeah.
super unsure.
But
Yeah.
also, going off of this being a well-built team, I have no idea if y'all watch the games. I know Yoki played in them,
I did.
but seeing with my team, it seems like we have a really big strong point, and that is our offense. We're
Yeah.
our chem on offense is so good. We're able to develop plays individually. We're able to see our teammates. We're able to position around that. But the second it hits our side of the field, that's where we kind of freak out.
Yes.
Um,
That's where you
and
guys are gonna need to work on.
yeah,
And
100%.
that's what
We've already
Ryan will
said
help
it,
you
right?
guys
I was
with.
gonna say, I think
Yes,
that's
that's
where
where
Ryan
Ryan-
excels. Like,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where Ryan
Yeah, exactly.
excels is defense. Where Drew, he's a knowledgeable player, but he's also really aggressive. But he also like fucking Eric and Chow. He's also a somewhat demo heavy guy. He likes demos, but he also does them on like his rotation.
even
If
with
I
that
remember.
said about Ryan, he did have the lowest save average per game on your guys' team.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew had
Ryan
the
did-
Yeah,
most.
but he makes it so that you can't shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Like-
makes it. He forces you to not like need the save. He
Yeah,
stops them before
yeah.
it even gets there. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
I
that's
mean,
not a
I
stat we
talked
can
to-
visually see, sadly.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Ryan about it after the game too, and he's like, "Dude, I was really just like there. You guys were going crazy." And I told him like, "Dude, you
Yeah.
have no idea how much you bought us out. Like, you being on our team is so huge for me and Drew.
Yeah.
Like, your ability to buy us out of bad places is so
You
insane.
guys can kind of do
useful.
what you want and express yourselves in the way you feel best, and then he can capitalize, like, or recover if things go haywire. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And I think for a player like myself or a player like Drew, like that's huge for us.
Yeah, you
Like
need
we
a guy
love to
like
do
that.
what we do. That's
Yeah.
how we have fun in the game, and
Mhm.
you know and when
But-
we're having fun, that's when we're playing out of our
at
minds.
your peak, yeah. That's when
Yes,
you're playing at your peak.
Exactly.
And he is such a good supportive player for you guys. He is
Oh,
so
yeah.
supportive.
We
Which
had him play more of the striker role on our
Yes.
team, but you
Yeah.
know.
I think now that
it'd be
he
good for
has,
him.
yeah, I think now that he has two really aggressive players, he can kind of lay back. Doesn't have
Yes,
to try and play so
but-
much. Of, I need to score. I need to score. I need to score. It's more of
But
just
I
like,
will say
you know.
he is also a really good shooter. He can shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Dude, he
If
cleans
he
that
is-
fucking
like
thing.
50% from field goal. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, if he can if he's in a one-on-one, he could absolutely make a shot.
Oh yeah, Ryan's the goat, dude. Ryan's like,
Overall, I will
fucking-
say Ryan is a solid foundation for you two to build off of and
Yeah.
play around and play with.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then for Yoki's team, it's just them having to figure out each position and figuring out when they need to play it and when they need to do it because they are all aggressive as hell.
I just think if
100%.
Zoff learns to like understand how Fuzzle plays, I think we'll click better.
Yes.
I would like to say though, this, in my opinion, like keeping it as close as it was. I mean, me being in A tier and being a part of this game, there's so much for each team to work on. There's
Yes.
so
Yeah.
much. There's so
Oh,
much talent on the field. Like, it's so exciting to get on the
This-
field and
This
get ready
season,
to
this
play and
season,
all.
I will say, is really well, like decently balanced.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just also want to say one thing. I have the highest neutral third. So funny.
Yeah, yes, I
Nice,
saw
dude.
that too. I also wanted to
That was
point
actually
out,
good.
like you were saying about Puzzle liking the
Dude.
cut, dude,
Yeah.
146.8 average power slide count a game.
Yeah, he cuts, bro.
Yeah.
146. That
Yeah.
well, basically
Get
147
Get
average.
100 more. Get 100 more than me on average.
That is crazy.
No,
He-
dude, that guy cuts,
Through
bro.
all those games,
Bro.
734 times. That is how's that button not broken? That is crazy.
Like,
Woo.
if Zoffy understands that, like, oh yeah, this is probably around like the good, like a time that I think Fuzzle would cut, because his brain just works differently. Like, if he thinks he can cut and make a good passing play or a good stop, he'll cut. So like, you gotta kind of understand, like, read like when it looks like the highest probability that he'll cut. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
do.
Yeah.
I mean,
kinda gotta
to be
predict
fair
it.
though, that is breaking the fundamentals, which is off. Maybe he's just like
Yeah.
Maybe
Overcome
oh
it.
yeah.
Maybe
No, yeah, for
over
sure.
maybe overstating the fundamentals. It would be good for your guys' teams, right? Like
yeah.
start with that building block. Just play exactly as the fundamentals,
Oh.
especially in your guys' scrims. Do some scrims. Play exactly as the fundamentals say, right? Like third rotates to, or sorry, first rotates to third, second to first. Just do it by the book so that people can kind of like get their own experience on the ball. Then you can start adapting and cutting and like getting used to the players' play styles.
I mean, personally, last season we didn't do that at all. We just like said, "Yo, This is
just
how I want to
force
play.
it and like
we just
I mean I
force
guess
each
I think-
there's that
each
too,
other.
the brute force. It
Yeah,
just depends on the
I think
person learning.
But
I think that's a great practice for maybe C and B. I think in A tier you're already kind of
we already
accustomed
know
to
the
that.
fundamentals.
Yeah, you're already accustomed to everything and whatnot. I
But we
think
know
it
how to
comes
stop
down
the fundamentals
to
too. So it's kind of like
Actually
we gotta play
doing
outside
it.
of our zone.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it still depends because like I mean most of these players are higher ranked and like experienced in 2s, but then you go to
Yes.
3s and we're
Threes, it's
still just
completely different.
completely lost, like no fucking clue. And so by
The
when you're
people who
feeling
main
lost, you're
threes
just gonna
though.
look at but do we need
Yeah.
these people? I mean other than
Well, I
Kyle.
main threes, Fuzzle mains
I'm a-
threes, and Ryan mains threes. So
Hold on, Chad. I play
We don't need
twos,
to.
ranked twos, but I'm a competitive threes
well,
player. I
and Cars main
swear.
threes too. Car mains threes too. But
No,
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
play
like
ranked threes, I just play
so,
comp.
but like, look how different Cars, mine, and Fuzzle's playstyles are compared with each other. But we main threes. Like usually, when you main threes, you find your own way of like liking
Yeah,
how to play
this-
it. You know what I'm saying?
This is the tier where you're gonna find people who have developed a playstyle for themselves that they like and they
Yeah.
think will work. I think when it comes down to having these kinds of problems with positioning and cuts and whatnot, it comes down to hey, let's jump to a replay review. Was this a good cut?
Yes.
Was this a bad cut? Because at the end of the
Yes.
day, cutting is a decision that falls into the decision making
Yeah. Yes.
category when it comes to things to improve on. With Zoffy, it also becomes a decision making, as in is Zoffy or is Fuzzle going to be going for this ball or not?
Yes.
And then it becomes a positioning thing. Where am I going to go now that Fuzzle's on the ball? Where am I most useful on the field? It becomes
Yeah.
a lot more complicated than what it was before.
Yeah, and we gotta work on that part. The
yeah.
fundamentals. Everyone that makes it to A tier should already know the fundamentals. Like
Everyone should know the fundamentals.
the
yes.
basic way of how to play. Yes.
Hey,
But
if I get
but
something,
the
tell
reason
them
why
to put
we
me in B tier.
don't. Well, I'm just saying the reason why we don't like try to like go super hard on that and like try to play that way is because most other players know how to stop it. They play in a
Exactly.
weird way
It's
that
so
just
easy.
stop it. It's like
It's easy. It's easy to stop.
so you gotta like make your own way
Which-
of somehow getting around that.
Yeah.
You know
I don't
what I'm
know.
saying?
I don't know if you guys agree with this. Okay, so I will say yes. A and S, the fundamentals are
Kind of
necessary,
outdated.
but they're
Yeah,
like
they're
in and out the
necessary,
window.
but-
But like
Yeah.
they're optional. You have to know
they're
how to
optional,
read, play,
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's slowly starting to work its way down each
Oh, yeah.
tier.
Which is
Absolutely.
cool.
Like,
That's cool.
Like if you
That's
look
great
at
to
B
see.
tier,
Yeah.
if you do the fundamentals, yes, you can win maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if the other team knows the fundamentals, they will absolutely punish you for that.
Yeah, because they know what you're gonna do. They're like, oh,
They know what you're
they're
gonna do. It's
I'm gonna do
knowing
this, like, okay.
it's knowing how to create opportunities not just for yourself, but for your teammates. Because you're not just playing
Yeah.
for yourself, you're playing for your teammate.
Yeah, and I think this goes hand in hand with what we talked about last podcast, going into the coaching aspect.
Yes.
Not necessarily coaching specifically, but more so what I was saying about taking all these bits and pieces from other people and developing your own playstyle within it. And I think A tier is a huge place where you're going to see all these different playstyles.
Yes.
That's why a huge conversation when it comes to the draft in A tier is: are these players' playstyles going to clash? Are they going to collide? Are they going to,
Yeah.
is it going to crash and burn?
Right.
And so with different playstyles, comes different kinds of gameplay as a team.
yes.
And it just comes down to what team can make the best of each play style. And I think going into the series, I think we were just able to do it, especially going towards the
I
end.
will say another thing for A and S tier is knowing when to switch a playstyle. Because not if you just
that's a
have
huge thing.
if you have just one playstyle, people are gonna eventually learn it and counter it. But if you
That's
can
why
have
the best
multiple,
play style is not having one. You just play
Yes.
3. That's
the
the
best
Mhm.
playstyle,
Like three.
it's he's
Skinny
not
dip in
wrong.
chat.
He's not wrong, but it's yeah.
Well, what I mean by free, I just mean by adapt. Like you just
Adapt,
adapt
yes.
to whatever the situation is. You
Like-
don't have a set way of rotating. You just do
You
what you think
can't,
is the right
yes.
way at the time. It's like okay.
which
Yeah, 100%.
in all honesty, the biggest thing in A and S tier is going to be communication and mental.
Puzzle
Because
doesn't calm, by the way. Puzzle doesn't calm. Actually,
If
it's pretty
you-
funny.
Kadoku
Yeah,
beats
that
you.
needs to change.
Yeah, he's basically
Yeah.
basically,
if you guys can get a full
That's-
communication
that's cool.
going, that allows you guys to know who's going, who doesn't have, and it's going to allow less cuts and double commits.
Well, Fuzzle's a little hard headed in that aspect. He did say that he just wants us to like not play like standardly. Like he'd rather us be more freeform, which I
Yes.
already like I'm okay with. But that's why I said I think Zoffy needs to start moving away from the basics and start
And learning,
like just being more adaptable rather than
which
following a rule to the
which
to
that
the
which
letter.
that would have to come with like you guys communicating with him and all that stuff.
I do calm, and he did start playing better when I calmed.
Yes.
Like, but it was
Oh,
it's
Yoki,
interesting.
that voice of yours.
Y'all gotta
Yoki.
like.
Did you have my stream open, Yoki?
Your screen?
Yeah, my stream in the Discord.
Oh, yeah, I do have it open.
have
Right
put it
now.
Okay, look at this. Like you were talking about with your heat map. This is the 3-2 game, so like you guys are close. But look at your heat map on this middle line, dude. Just back
Yeah.
and forth. I mean, like there's obviously some back. Like you guys were on the defensive half.
Yeah, well,
quite a bit
everyone's
this
on.
time, so.
Yeah, everyone should be on their defensive
But
half. at
you
least a lot,
in that
but-
midfield and I mean upfield too. Like this game, you were pretty aggressive. But I mean,
Which
Fuzzle,
game is this?
This is the fourth game. Which one?
Oh.
Let's see. The one you guys were 3-2. So you
Okay.
guys won this one.
Yeah, that's when Puzzle told me to be more aggressive because he said he needs somebody to pass to, and I was like, oh, like, okay. I was like,
Yeah, I think
fuck
one
it, man.
other thing is going off of like adapting is like if you're not talking in between games every single game.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
even if
oh, yeah,
you
he
win,
talks between
dude.
games. He talks
Yeah,
between
even
games.
Yeah, even if you win though, like you lose, you win. There's still stuff to be improved. And
Yes.
Yeah,
But
right. Yeah.
that's why
The
I
more
love
you-
having Ryan on my team. Ryan is so good at like, hey, we need to fix this, fix that. I mean, me
And he's
and
not
him
afraid
both
to say
being
it.
able-
So
yeah, me and him both
Yeah.
being able to figure out what we need to do.
I will say
Yeah,
that
that's so
about
good.
my team as well. So I love having Ryan, not the Ryan, but regular Ryan and Mountain and Chow on my team. Because no matter what, at the end of the game, all right, this is what we can do to improve. This is how we do it. Let's do this next game so we can constantly keep improving. And they'll go back and forth and they'll agree and then they'll communicate. And it comes down, like, I think we're making the Ryan our team captain, like he's going to be scheduling all the games and all that stuff. But I want to communicate with them and my team to figure out, like, who the IGL is going to be and who the second IGL is going to be.
Yeah, funnily enough though, y'all are saying IGL a lot.
Yes.
And in a game like this, I don't really, I can't say
Oh.
I exactly understand what that
No,
means.
it's just like the person like who's dictating like kind of like
Af-
how we
How the playing styles go. Yes.
Yeah, like,
But-
I
but
think it almost
in my-
naturally. What's up? Sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say, in my opinion, I feel like that doesn't really exist. Maybe it's just the teams that I've played on.
It's just a name for it.
No,
like,
yeah.
it's not
I,
really-
But I mean, like-
I don't think it normally does, but with somebody like Ryan who is so observant and so smart with the game, I think like it, it's like if you guys lose a game after the game, he's probably gonna tell you guys.
Yeah,
what's
he's the
going
one
on.
telling you
Yeah,
guys,
he-
yo, we need to do
He's
this.
essentially the
Like,
IGL.
Well,
and
not-
even mid
yeah,
game,
but
him
not-
playing back, he might tell you to cut, right? Like that's your IGL. He's gonna tell you to cut. I mean, obviously everybody can have a say, but like
Yes.
Yeah.
his word is like more
Solid. Like, his
Yeah.
word is more valid.
Yeah,
We're
I
like-
don't know. I feel like that's not like. From my experience playing with Ryan and playing with Drew, it's never been a case where in between games or during the game, like it's just Ryan, like, hey, we need to do this, we need that. It's
all
almost
of you
like an
guys, yes.
equality. It's almost like an equality between all three
Okay.
of us, and it's not like any of us are saying anything bad. Like we're all saying things that are completely valid. We all agree with it. We all work on it going
Yeah.
to the next
I mean,
game.
everybody
I guess I'm just-
observes.
That's good.
Like,
Everyone
Yeah.
observes and can give opinion.
Yeah.
But like, if no one ever has anything to say and Ryan has something to say that you guys can improve on, you guys will more likely agree and go with it. That's what we're basically saying.
But obviously, if Ryan tells you like something's wrong, and then you give your like if he said that you fucked up in some way, but you're like, well, in this situation, this is what I saw, and this is why I did it this way. Obviously, like you guys get to have that discussion. You don't just take his word as God or gospel. But like it's just having that guy that is like I guarantee you after every game, every win or loss, he has noticed some things and he can go, hey, like these are something we need to improve like right away. And like I just think he understands the game that well. Obviously,
He understands.
everybody's gonna have their opinion,
Own
on
opinion,
things, but like
yes.
I don't know. I know if I were on his team, like I would want him to be telling me everything like that he wants improvement on.
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily mid game or like put the pressure on, like expect me to change on a dime, but like I think I would value his opinion super heavily. He knows the game, he knows ball, he's very solid and very smart. And like for me, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing the brain. Okay, I'm missing the smarts of the gameplay. So like I would take what he says very heavily.
Yeah.
Yes. So there was one thing that I do that my team was confused about. If I don't hear like let's say I say, is anyone behind me, and I don't hear anything, I will go for the ball. Like, let's say it's going towards our net. I will say that. Let's say it's going towards our net, and there's someone behind me. Yeah, there's someone behind me that should get it, and I don't hear anyone say I'm behind you or anything like that. I will go for it.
Cut them off, and they might get upset. But call that shit.
And they were confused about it at first, but I was like, it's not even like I'm doing it to piss you guys off. It's because I see a ball coming. I don't see behind me. I can't look behind me. I have to focus on this ball about to go to my net. And if I don't hear anyone say I got or hey, I'm behind you, I will full send so I can save that ball.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is one touch to save a ball.
Yeah.
To be fair, you do have a button that you can look behind you with. So that is your responsibility as well.
Yes, I could, but like let's say the ball is already coming towards our net. I'm watching the ball so I can get my touch. I'm not gonna flip the camera behind mid aerial to try to fucking align myself while looking at the ball and looking behind.
That's called a no look, and if you do that, it's kind of like
it's peak, but
I mean, usually I just calculate where everyone's like on the field, like depending on the last time I saw them.
I have a mental map on my head, and like it's when I get cut off, I go, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like
so I do too. I always like to try to keep a mental map. I like to. So one thing that Nibis is harsh to me on this is playing fucking one. And what that has made me do is I have now started watching the field and basing my decisions off of that.
Yeah, that's how everyone should play.
So I start watching my teammates and my opponents, and I try to go in the position and all that stuff. And I'll try to keep a mental note of where my teammates are. So like, let's say I see someone going back for boost. And if they come up behind me in a weird position, it's going to throw me off. I will say that.
Yeah.
It makes me weird. So like... Yeah. I love the Ryan. I love the Ryan to death. But there has been a couple times where me and him have both made each other extremely awkward.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna change my playing style. I want the Ryan to stay the exact same. I don't care. He can stay the exact same. I'll try to tweak my playing style to where I can also fit for him.
Good man spec.
Yeah.
Like even my like they were scrimming and all that stuff while I was up in Illinois doing all my stuff, and they were asking like, oh, you might be sitting out, oh blah blah blah, and they didn't know this about me because not a lot of them knew, but the only one that really knew was Ryan, and they were saying, oh blah blah blah, you might be the alternate, and I was like, if you guys are cooking that fucking good, I don't care, sub me the fuck out. Yeah. And they were like, Ryan, regular Ryan, not the Ryan. He just he typed back, I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were gonna have like a really ego. Like I was first round.
Though?
Yeah, I don't think you've ever had an ego.
Me and him had never really talked. Same with like me and Chow have talked, but we never really had like full conversations. But they all still really like me and all that stuff, and they liked how I play. But when it was me, Ryan, and Ryan playing together, me and the Ryan were making each other awkward. And that's what was making us mess up. So Ryan is a aggressive person, and he likes to cut.
I was gonna say he's kind of like,
he
on the field he sees the ball and he's like, I have this play, and he will see you in front of him and say, fuck that guy, I have the better touch, I don't give a fuck about you.
No, but there's a thing to that. So there is that, but there's also times where his comms are kind of small, which is that's one thing that we're gonna have to work on with him. I will talk with him with it. I'll try to help him out with it. But I love the dude to death. I love the way he plays. He's such a good player. But there's times where like I'll be like, I got, or like, hey, does anyone have this or have a better touch than me? And he doesn't say anything.
And he zooms up
And
right next to you.
No. Or then I don't hear anything, and then I'll touch it just to keep it close to me, and he'll go with me. And it absolutely throws the play off.
Where the hell is Car going?
No, he has to use the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he type in chat? My bad.
So just keep talking. It's fine. Go ahead.
But-
Keep talking.
So there are going to be things like that where we're going to have to work some stuff out and actually try to communicate and get better as a team. But overall, we do play solid as a team.
Mhm.
Fucking Fishy was, I will say, I remember last season a lot of people were underestimating Fishy's like coaching
Oh,
and
wow.
all that stuff. Some people were like questioning if he was gonna be able to do really good and stuff like that. And
Really good at what? Wait,
As a
what?
coach.
At
Like,
coaching?
as a coach, I've heard some people questioning like if he's gonna be a good coach or anything like that.
Why wouldn't he?
And because not a lot of people knew how he coaches or anything. Not a lot of people actually like took the time to learn. Same with like Faith. People were also questioning Faith and how he's gonna be on the coach.
How? How the fuck?
Like I heard it. I've heard people talking about it too, and
Mhm.
I played on Beans' team with Fishy, Faith, and Offie.
Mhm, yeah.
And then I think, weren't you on that team too, Yoki?
Yeah, I was with Faith and Fishy, yeah. And Alpha.
Yes. So even when Beans wasn't there for like the most season because he had his personal stuff happening,
Mhm.
the two people that stood up to help the lower tiers were Fishy and Yoki. Well, Fishy and Faith.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Fishy
I
and
didn't really do anything.
Fishy and Faith were there to try to help out.
Mhm.
And they were there to give, let's say they disagreed on something while they were doing like a mid-conversation and all that stuff, coaching.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like one of them said something and the other one was like, eh. They would talk it out and then they'll be like, all right, so yeah, I see what they're both talking about. And they'll be like, all right, then they'll go deeper into it to explain what you're supposed to be doing on that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's where I knew I could trust their coaching and all that stuff, is because I know I've met Fishy in person and Eric. But
Mhm.
Fishy is he's really smart.
That guy's pretty fucking dumb.
And with that, you guys want to go to the S tier?
Yeah, that's good answer.
Sorry.
But this one's an interesting one.
This one's an interesting one because Ryan is
Ryan
up.
would sub up.
Yeah, Ryan
Yeah,
subbed
yeah.
up.
Now,
And
I
he's-
mean, his points kind of tell it all. 190 points average across the board, 5 games, pretty low score.
Hey, yeah, you won.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
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 they
he
did win.
Yes.
Plus, if you have one person at the very
Yeah.
top of score and one at the very bottom, I mean, it basically just evens out. Like sometimes, like somebody just gets all the points. That's just how it goes.
And like Mario went crazy though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Mario did go crazy.
Mario
Top 3
is
in the league. Top 3 in the league, baby.
Monster's
Yeah.
scary.
Wow,
Monster is a
Monster.
scary player. And then having him
Oh, yeah.
combined with Shack House, I feel like that's solid. I forgot who the third is.
It's supposed to be
It's gonna
Steam.
seem.
Team. I don't
Yeah.
really know too much about Steam.
I don't either.
Seems good.
Top player,
As
top
long
player.
as his
I
other
got it.
players are solid, he'll be solid too.
Yeah, I got a lot of backlash from my S tier team for saying that I think Seam should have been third round.
Oh,
But I mean, hey, yeah,
I said the same thing.
I know.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm
but
on
it's his
their
team.
team.
Yeah, he
It's
was
like,
saying,
it's
don't
their
pick that
team.
third that we have. Fucking give it to this guy.
Uh,
Yeah. So,
so looking at the demos, I think a lot of it was Ryan opened up the
Ryan
field
was-
a decent.
Yeah, he was pretty
Ryan,
aggressive on
Ryan was
those.
opening up the field, and he was. It looks like he was kind of targeting either Sly and Faith. Like Faith has gotten demoed a lot in that game. It looks like.
you know what's
This
crazy?
whole- the
Ryan
whole series.
is the number one in offensive third. He's the highest.
what?
So I think Ryan was literally just going up and trying to open up the field for them.
Yeah.
And knowing Ryan and how Monster Mario plays, Ryan respects the hell out of Mario, and
Oh yeah,
especially
Mario's
like
really
Shaka,
good.
because I feel like if Mario tells him to do something, he's just gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, because Mario's
Which,
literally like
yeah, Mario is
top 3
top 3,
in my opinion.
and yeah, in my opinion, too, Mario is good. And Faith, don't get me wrong, Faith is also a fucking solid
Yeah,
player.
Faith is a monster too. Yeah, Faith's great.
I don't know how do you guys feel about the team built for him? Because Faith Faith is a very solid player.
I talked about this last podcast.
Yeah, same.
Faith has to be able to play not the carry in order for this team
Yeah.
to work. He's gotta let Sly
Dude,
do his thing.
he's
dude.
got Sly and Bloom. Those two are
Yes.
both like.
Well, the thing is
they're gonna
though,
be
Sly
both up
has
this year.
Sly has to learn threes first
Yeah.
in order
Yes.
to even be able to carry Faith here. Like, I think you're right. Like, Faith needs to take a back seat to Sly, but once Sly develops it and he knows how to play,
yes.
oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
This is like another case. This is almost like another case, kind of with my team, where Ryan happened to be able to allow myself to be able to do, be able to take
you just
advantage.
need to learn to play.
I mean,
You just need to learn. No, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, but I do think that's a pretty realistic comparison.
Yeah.
Ryan being able to take a step back and letting me do my thing is pretty similar place that
because I
Faith
feel
and
like
Sly are in.
Faith is a solid player. He's very, very mechanical. He's also very good at shooting.
Yeah, he's good at
Bloom,
everything, just like Ryan is. So
Bloom is also very, very mechanical, very solid. Yeah, for the level.
Yeah.
The only one that's kind of underneath is Sly, but once they can get Sly up in that like tier,
Did we just say Sly's not mechanical?
No.
You're
I was about to say, whoa.
You're just saying the only person who's not up to this level right now is Sly,
Sly.
But I think Ryan just doesn't have the mechs to hold himself up in it. Like if he had more mechs, I bet he'd be able to stand in S by now.
Yes, I know. So if Ryan had more mechs, he'd probably be able to stay in S tier and do all that stuff. Ryan is probably the one person in here that sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. But he has Monster Mario and Shack House, who complement each other so well.
Yeah, because Monster Mario, he just likes people who play the game like the correct way.
Yes.
And Shaq mirrors that pretty well. Like Shaq does play it pretty.
And they're both.
My boy Shaq underrated, bro. Shaq's great understanding of the game. Yes. Maybe not the fastest, maybe not the mechiest, but he has a great understanding of the game.
They have such a really good understanding that like their third, they
oh my god,
it's basically gonna just be them complementing each other to try to like take over. Like they could take over if they can.
Bro, every game was one goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which shows you, man. Look, when Sly gets going, bro, it's about to be.
When Sly gets going, like don't get me wrong.
At the same time, when Steam gets in there too, though.
Like if you look, so Sly has 2 MVPs. Faith has 2 MVPs. Bloom has 1 MVP as well. But Bloom is also sitting back probably a little bit more and trying to compliment his teammates and trying to let them play.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying though, like Sly has more like growth room than he might have. So
lower floor, higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Yes. So Sly has a high growth that he can do. And
so by the end,
by having Faith and Bloom with him will help teach him a lot.
Yeah, it will be solid.
And that who's their coach?
I was about to say, my question is with
their coach
with them being with
Gyro. I think it's Gyro.
Oh yeah, they're being
coached by Days. Yeah, they're being coached by Gyro. Yeah.
They're being coached by Gyro.
And
Gyro's also
I'm pretty sure A tier. Pretty sure A tier is also being coached by Gyro.
I think Days will let us get coached. Yeah, I think he's gonna let us get coached. But I've been receiving coaching from from Faith. I got some Faith coaching, and then this week I hope to get.
All right, Car, I got you. They're getting coached by Gyro. I'll let you guys get. Let's get this shit.
Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, what? What'd you say?
You guys are getting coached by Arsenal. Let's get this shit.
Wait, true. I'm down, dude. Arsenal's the GOAT. Not gonna lie. Maybe
Arsenal's
the best.
goat.
Maybe the best retired pro on the scene,
Cat.
dude.
Okay,
Cat.
yeah, I can agree with best retired player, but I don't know about fucking the goat though. Like,
All I
No,
can
not
say
the
is
GOAT, but best
he
all I
hasn't,
retired
can,
player.
he hasn't even made grand finals of the world. Like,
all I can say is I have him on my friends list.
How much you
Oh,
pay
I
for
have
it?
played it.
That's it.
Don't worry about it, Nakuma. Fuck
Yo,
off.
I played with Jorby the other day. Fucking, I played against him.
Dude, I played
I-
against
That's cool.
Jorby once.
Yeah, I was
think
playing
I
against him in
lost.
comp.
I have a
I lost one,
screenshot
1-1.
somewhere.
I will say Arsenal. Going back to the Arsenal and all that stuff. Arsenal is such a nice dude. He is
oh yeah,
so nice.
yeah, he's cool. He's chill. I talked to him about
Dude.
One Piece at the Boston Major.
Yeah. So like, he likes to troll Mulek because Mulek likes to troll him. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him, and I think it was me, Arsenal, and Nimbus. Nimbus was doing a 1v1 against him. And Mulek joins the call and he says, "Tell Arsenal that his 360 windmill 360 windmill layup or something was like that was buns." And then he's like, "Wait." He's like, "Wait." Arsenal goes, "Who said that?" And I was like, "Oh, and Mulek goes, "A tall, skinny dude who was dunking at Worlds." And he goes, "I bet." He's like, "Yeah, that guy was kind of that guy was kind of buns." And Mulek started laughing. But
That's funny.
even before I paid and like gave him money and all that stuff and donate money to him, he was nice enough to do a 1v1, not even just a single 1v1 with Gold Moon for a wedding gift. I didn't even donate money.
Oh
That's
shit.
cool.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't even
pretty
donate money.
Oh. Why doesn't Justin talk about this 1v1 chat? I haven't heard about this.
So he is not.
He got
Goldman
smoked.
has now just. Oh, he got absolutely clapped. So he didn't just win.
Yes.
Arsenal did keep. Arsenal kept it close for the most part. But then after he got done doing fucking scrims, he was locked in and then came back in 1v1 and fucking like 10-2'd him.
Holy fuck.
Or like even worse. But I will say, after that he 1v1 Nimbus and Nimbus beat him.
Mm.
Yeah, but you go
Nimbus-
from playing Justin to Nimbus, it's a whole different ballgame.
Nimbus beat Arsenal, and I will say Nimbus did have the advantage there because he watched how he played against Goldman. And he was
Listen, bro, I beat Nimbus in a 1v1 before.
I mean, his card's better than Arsenal. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
true.
What can I
Yeah.
say?
Vicariously.
Oh my
I'm the
God.
GOAT. I'm the GOAT.
Can we get back on this S tier real quick?
yeah, let's go back to the stats tier.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Like, I feel like Monster Mario and Shaq had the cam, and Faith is
And-
basically just waiting on Sly to.
Yeah,
off.
so
Yeah,
Monster
fucking
Mario
Mario.
and Shaq had the cam, and they also had Ryan there, who was basically opening up the field. It looks like.
Yeah, definitely putting out those demos.
Yes, where's the heat? I wanna look.
I do think the Sly Faith Bloom team is definitely a team who has
Oh,
like
yeah.
a huge amount of growth.
Yeah,
And if they're
so
able to get it, they could be huge going late into the season.
real quick, Akuma, look at the heat maps for like any of them.
Okay.
Like even the last game, I opened it up. They are on Sly, Faith, and Bloom. Look like they are on the defensive half a lot. But
Yeah.
look at like Monster Mario being up, and then you also have Shack House being up, and then look how much like Ryan is just going across field and also like going for like demos in his rotation. Looks like he's just constantly rotating, going around, and he's looking for demos to open up the field for them. And it looks like Shaq was sitting back as like a solid second man, and Monster Mario was all around, going around doing everything.
Ryan painted the entire field, whereas like Shaq and,
Yeah.
and Monster Mario have some gaps. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty interesting.
Ryan painted the field, and then if you look at like Bloom's, he didn't even like the back left for blue side isn't even covered.
No, look at Shaq. Like the mid left field, the corner
Yeah.
on the offensive half, like they're pretty empty. I mean, there's not very many lines
Yeah.
over there. So
Yeah. There's another game. Go back and look at the very first game. I think it is. Were you on that first game? The 1-2.
I was on the last one, but let's see.
Looking at this one. Is
Yeah,
this
oh
the
Oh
one
my
that
god,
they-
look at Mario.
Yeah,
That's
look at
insane.
Mario.
Let's see.
Mario's literally
Yeah.
going around, and doing all that stuff. Look at Shaq. Look where Shaq has literally just been positioned.
Yeah, midfield and second half or their.
Bro,
their
Midfield.
Sly has red in the net. Bloom has orange in it. It's nuts.
Yeah,
that's great.
and then look at the bottom left, like for Bloom, the bottom left for Blue. Up, it's that's bottom right.
left?
That's, yeah, top left. Left.
Yeah, you are dyslexic.
Yeah, fuck you. I already knew this.
Yeah, he's not.
But yeah, no,
in this corner. At all.
he's yeah. But they were playing defensive. Did they win this one?
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Slide.
they won that game. Sly and them won that game. But look how much pressure they just had on them.
This is the second game.
Yeah, the second
up
game.
in there. Dude, look how much he was in the fucking like mid net field area.
Ryan is in their fucking face, but he's also sitting midfield more. It looks like that game.
So yeah.
Ryan
Looks
again.
like he's going like yeah.
Monster Mario, a red dot on the fucking the corner boost back
corner.
here.
Look at Ryan's again going like back and forth in their net.
Yeah.
That's Shaq.
Sweeping the net. Oh, that is Shaq. What the heck?
Yeah,
Oh.
there's Ryan. Ryan was sitting mid, and then he was also going back and forth.
But yeah, I mean, like you're saying, kind of cut and dry.
Yeah.
Close game. I mean,
They were really
Yeah,
close
one-
games.
One goal each. Right?
I want to watch this
Yeah,
game
they were-
as replays. Honestly,
It would.
Not
I
gonna
would
lie.
say this is probably one that would be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it. To be honest.
Bring it up. Pull it up on
Yeah.
stream.
Oh
No.
boy. Okay.
We are already
Well-
at 2 hours, like 3
Yeah, I
hours.
know.
now,
So- we're gonna end it here. We went through everything. I'm glad it came out to 2 hours. That's great. Is there anything that we need to mention? I guess check out the Minecraft stuff, D&D, all the extra TCGs. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in the server. If you're
Chat,
not
comment
already.
Comment how cute Yoki
and
is.
if y'all need a
Oh,
team
boy.
to root for, Chad, Nessie's 8
Nessie's
tier
at
is always
5.
like the right one. Nessie's at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nessie's.
Yes.
Oh yeah, chat.
Oh, wow. Alright,
Nah, but
cool.
we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all in a week. We hope y'all enjoyed. We'll be
Hope y'all
giving some
enjoyed.
more quality content
Hopefully, I was a good guest.
whenever.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Someone
it was
fill out
fun
that.
hanging out with y'all.
Someone fill out that form. Try to be the next one.
Don't worry, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna message Yoki again, saying, "Yo, can I be on the stream again?"
Motherfucker, if you don't fill out that form, you're not coming back. Okay.
So it depends. Like if other people decide like if there's no other people and you want to be a guest and we need somebody to be a guest, then yeah.
I got you.
We'll pick you, yeah.
Just,
Are we doing guests every podcast now?
Chad, just put me on the
We'll
stream.
try to. We'll try to.
Okay.
Chat,
Okay.
comment if you want me on the streams. Comment if you want me on the podcast. Let me know. I'm free.
Of course.
But yeah,
Alright,
like,
yeah.
if we ever, like, I think every week we want to have like a guest, just so
To
we
give
can have a
other
different
opinions.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be
Yeah.
cool to get more people that were also on the
Yeah.
stream game for the week.
Like in the
I-
stream games.
yeah,
Yeah.
like so,
But,
like,
like-
no matter what tier, I just want to their
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah,
their,
that's
their
why, like,
opinion.
Yeah.
if they do fill it out, we're gonna sort through them, of course.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, play.
Luckily enough, we had me and Yoki.
Exactly.
This time.
Yeah. I mean, that was our
Yeah.
biggest talking point throughout this podcast for sure. Was
Yes,
your guys'
which was
talk on
your guys' game.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And how you guys are gonna get coached by Pris.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're calling it wraps, chat.
y'all.
Y'all have a good one.
Wrap,
Don't forget about what we said.
Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.
Wait. I have to do my thing. I hope you all have a good night.